Yeah.
That's what that means.
They don't let you off the plane if you don't.
The second you get off the plane, you have to say, well, Pilgrim, that was a nice flight.
Saddle up the horses, Pilgrim. You're burning daylight.
That's the weirdest thing.
You remember this because when you get off that airplane, everyone might be doing that all around
well,
you.
I will tell you what, no matter what, now that's one of those things, no matter what, I will think about you when I get up there. I think about you all the time.
Well, likewise.
Well, is it good?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes for me too. A lot of my shoes, I don't like to untie my shoes. I don't like, that's stupid. Like, who invented tie shoes and why hasn't it gone away yet? So I don't untie them. I just kick them off. Mm-hmm. And I have a foot long, no matter what you've heard, shoehorn.
Oh, yeah.
And when I use my shoehorn, I think of you. And I think it's because you hate them. I don't even remember why I think of you.
I didn't believe anyone actually used them since like the 1940s.
Yeah,
or
they're awesome.
I was proven wrong. A lot of people called in and said they believe in the shoehorn.
People called in? Really? I don't remember.
Did.
Yeah, I just remember that you.
I believe in shoehorns, and I was proven wrong.
I believe in miracles since you came along. You sexy thing. So this is weird, and here's why I said I hope they react this way for me. I'm on a chain, and I didn't realize that. Is that what they're called? Like when three people are on the same text thing, it's a chain?
Yeah, like a group text?
Group text. I'm on a group text with 8 people. It says 8 people. That's not me going, it's about 8 people. It's 8 people. It says so, it's 8 people. When I get on that group text, you can't even see everybody because it only fits 5. There's 3 other people that don't fit on that screen. So my 93-year-old mother's dog died.
Oh.
I got to say a couple of things. First of all, I don't care what you think you're seeing. When you hear or read mom and dead, your heart skips a beat. What's happening? Yeah. It's like the 3rd time I've thought my mom was dead. She's fine. But her dog, Boy, which, by the way, I really like that name for a dog. Come here, Boy. Boy.
That's
Boy.
the name of the dog.
Yeah.
Here, Boy.
Here, Boy. It's a cute little white doggy. So the whole thing is mom's dog died, and she's a wreck. What are we going to do? And I'm thinking, I know. Ignore it. People's dogs dies all the time. Then I rethought, 93, death is right in front of her. The dog's on the living room floor. How terrible is this?
It's her companion.
But she lives. She has one of the tiny houses. Why? Because my sister produces the show Tiny Houses, or Tiny House Nation. And it's on the property of one of her boys. She calls them too. And his 5 dogs, maybe. So it's not like she's dog light or company light. Although Jay has turned a bit snippy since his husband since his husband died. He's not as easy to be around as he used to be. But she's not lonely. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But so I called her and she sounded okay. But the idea, it just seemed excessive. And by the way, all these terrible things. And tell me if I'm just being difficult.
Yes.
The votes are in. So my mom's dog died, and so I call her up. How are you? I'm good. How are you? Good. I hear the dog. Oh, yeah. So have you disposed of it? So is Jay going to do that for you? She goes, oh, no. It didn't die here. It started having seizures. I don't know why you're laughing, Paul.
I'm not laughing
that was
at
me.
all.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So it's having seizures. It's rolling. It's bad. So we took it down to the vet, and we had it put down.
Oh.
Well, isn't that different from the dog died?
No.
Dog's still
They
dead.
killed it.
No. They put it out of its misery.
If it's not in the house, you don't walk out and the dog goes,
yeah, it's different in that you don't need to fly down there and like take the dog off her couch.
Right. So then it's different. If it's different in one way, it's different in all ways.
It's different. If it's different in one way, it's different in one way.
No, you don't know how to do math.
The emotional pain for her is the same either way.
abacus.
It might even be worse that the dog got so sick.
It might have been, but it's not the startle. A 93-year-old woman can have a grabber over her dog Boy being dead in the kitchen instead.
It says she's depressed.
She's always depressed if you met her kids. I'd be depressed. All right, so I talked to her and I told her, oh, this was bad, but luckily I'm not positive she got it. I said to her, oh, do you want a new dog? She goes, yeah, everybody's looking for a new dog. I said, oh, go get a French bulldog, and then I'll just take it later. Okay, so you guys.
Okay, now I'm laughing.
Oh my gosh,
So
Becky.
you guys get that, huh?
Yes, that's terrible.
I'm not
Danny.
positive she got it or not. I'm not really sure how that
It's
went.
terrible. I mean, a good plan, but
Yeah,
terrible.
I want a French bulldog, and I don't want my mom to be alone. How well can she stave off the Reaper, man?
Oh, you are a bad person.
Killing two birds and one mom with one stone.
The master is exactly right. It's a big stone. You know what? I just put 4 G's of teeth in her mouth, and I bought most of the tiny, whatever it is. If she has it, and it's not a disease, I gave it to her.
And so you've earned yourself her dog.
No, she gets the dog till she has no use for it anymore.
Yeah.
What's she gonna do with it? You know, it's gonna start to eat her feet within a day or two. What is wrong with you? Why do you even talk like this?
2 people were arrested and a third is still on the loose after shots were fired near Northgate Mall late last night. This happened near the Macy's store just before 11. Police say a nearby officer...
I'm sorry, 11 at night?
Yeah.
Okay, because my wife was at that store yesterday.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
No, last night.
Yeah.
Police said a nearby officer heard the shots, saw a car speeding away from the area. That officer followed the car, but the suspects did not get far because they wound up crashing into a ditch, 7th Avenue Northeast and Northeast 115th. There were 3 people in the car, 2 were taken into custody, and a third ran from the scene. Police brought in a canine unit helping to search for that suspect, and he was not found. So nobody was hurt, and 2 people in custody, 1 person getting away. One of the busiest food banks in our state is being forced out of the location it has occupied for the past 35 years.
What Scrooge is doing that?
Well, they're making room for an apartment building. What else are we building in this city? Spheres. The word is from our friends at Northwest Harvest.
Oh, my God.
Yep. They have gotten notice that they must vacate their Cherry Street Food Bank in First Hill within 12 months. This is a food bank that serves an average of 5,000 people each week and has no place to go. What they have said is that the landowner sent them an eviction notice, despite the fact they've been there for so many years, and said they have no idea what they're going to do. They are hoping for some sort of miracle, some sort of guardian angel to either give them a property or to lease them, obviously at a good rate, a large enough property to help people.
Yeah, but they probably can't stay even in the area code of First Hill.
No.
You're going to have to go get a warehouse in Warehouseville.
Yeah. And did I hear correctly? It's a church that owns the land?
That is correct. Trinity Parish Church.
And the church is evicting them?
Yep.
Well, thank you. I did not know that.
I mean, I guess you have to, you got to look at the financial impact too, in that church is going to get, money that they can do what they think is good work. Maybe they're going to use that to run their own food bank or help people in the way they think is going to be best. But, it's a lot of money for that property.
Yeah.
What
and
he said.
It's going to be a 30-story mixed-use residential tower.
That ain't going to go for cheap.
No, these guys are going to, this church, that's really weird that the church owns this kind of property and is selling it. But that's, that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to make a lot of money and hopefully do good works. But I will tell you this, if you read your Bible, and I have a bunch of times.
You read my Bible?
Yes.
A bunch of times? That's weird.
That is exactly what Judas says.
Yeah.
Think all the things I can do with this money. I can feed the poor for days. No, let's see. Well, anyway, so that's his. How he rectifies turning in Jesus. He says, think of all the good I can do with this money.
Well, I think maybe Trinity Parish Church does have good intentions, but imagine 35 years ago what First Hill looked like. Right. They probably bought that property for very little. There wasn't a lot of demand for it, and the city is changing drastically.
Yeah, it is.
And so the hope is that somebody will help out. And if you are one of those types of people who has a property or would like to get involved, they said to contact Jordan Rubin at Northwest Harvest. The state has suspended a South Seattle nightclub's liquor license after a deadly shooting that happened last month. This is Studio 7 nightclub. A man was shot and killed, and now the state has issued an emergency 180-day liquor license suspension. They said that place is a threat to public safety. Now, the
guy hit what he was aiming for.
They say, the police, that they have gotten 26 calls over the past 2 years from that location alone. They probably get a lot of calls about nightclubs.
Yeah, lots of fights there, though. It's primarily a concert venue. I didn't even realize they serve booze, but lots of fights there. There's been at least a stabbing or 2. It's kind of I wouldn't go to a show there, to be honest.
I hadn't seen a lot of people playing there. The reason I'm aware of this place, 1, is I reported on this shooting, but 2, isn't that where Corey Feldman played?
Yeah, I think so. They do a lot
right there.
Right?
They do smaller touring acts. They do a lot of metal shows there.
And what is it called?
Studio 7.
Oh, I've never heard
Last
of it.
time I saw the Insane Clown Posse was at Studio 7.
Yeah.
Wow, you would not think seriously. Insane Clown Posse, as stupid and ridiculous as they seem, sell tickets. I would have thought they'd
It was
sell.
a sold-out show.
How big is the place? How many seats?
Oh gosh, I don't know, man. Well, there's no seats. I mean, standing only.
standing room, yeah.
Around 1,000, maybe.
That's like
Oh, it's bigger than I thought.
I would have thought for the Insane Clown Posse, you have to do at least 7,000 people.
Back in the day, for sure, but not anymore.
and it's down like off an alleyway in the like industrial district. It's
In Creepyville?
yeah, I've been to shows there years ago, and even then it was just kind of seedy and
Yeah.
a little scary.
You guys ever hear of a theater called El Corazon?
Yeah.
It's got a big clown painted on the side. I went there to see a friend of mine play. What a dive.
Oh, gosh,
my,
yeah.
What a
That place is
terrible
legendary.
place.
This place is not nearly as classy as El Corazon.
No. Wow. That would explain Corey.
Yeah, nice folks there. I'm the people who run it.
Sure, must be great. I'd imagine this will be pretty harmful to the business, not having a liquor license. Though.
Yes, it will.
In national and international news, stocks fell sharply yesterday as investors worried that President Trump's planned tariffs on steel and aluminum will lead to retaliation from other countries. Trump told industry executives that he'll impose tariffs next week. The head of the European Commission said the region would respond in kind. Now, companies like Boeing and Caterpillar that use steel and aluminum fell sharply, as did Apple, who are concerned there will be a trade war. Steelmakers fared better in the stock market, but
Would you guys like some advice? And I'm talking to you guys in your showers or cars or whatever. By the way, I don't know what I'm talking about, so take this with a grain of salt.
here's my advice.
But here's my advice. I totally don't know what I'm
All
talking
right.
about. I don't even know how to do what I'm going to tell you should do, and that would be buy. You should buy right now. Steel never stays down. Tariffs never last long. Again, I have no idea what I'm saying. Go buy.
Yeah, so steel maker prices went up, so that you would
No,
be
by
buying
Caterpillar and
high.
Boeing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and Apple, because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Apple's going to be all right.
Yeah, how many stocks? If we pool all our money, can we buy one
Yeah.
Apple stock?
Yeah,
Maybe.
right.
And sad news out of South Africa: a lion mauled a woman to death, and this is a lion that is being looked after by a man who they call the Lion Whisperer.
Oh, yeah, this guy's famous.
Maybe he should have spoke up a little louder. Apparently the lion
Yeah,
didn't hear him.
The lion's last words were, huh?
This is a camp in the Dino Keng Game Reserve near the capital of Pretoria. This is an animal behaviorist named Kevin Richardson. He's got a number of big cats there. And they said that this woman was standing outside of her car and was taking pictures. And a lion was like, lunch,
Yeah.
and went over and ate her up. They said that he is not to blame. Well, the lion is to blame, but the Lion Whisperer isn't to blame. She wasn't actually staying there. She was just on the outskirts of the property.
Yeah, but there's more to it than that. He's not to blame because she didn't have a reservation. He's not to blame. I forget the particulars of this, but he wasn't right there whispering to a lion, which then ate her. He wasn't even around.
Yeah. In a press release, the ASPS says that cosmetic procedures have gone up dramatically.
Yeah, no kidding.
Would you like to take a guess at what the most popular surgery was for last year
Surgery?
for
I'm gonna
cosmetic
still-
purposes?
I'm still going to go rhinoplasty.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you would go that route because you have a hands-on knowledge with this one.
Oops.
Breast augmentation.
I still would have thought because usually people have the ability to not buy girls or girls get their own boobs for their 16th birthday party. One of my girlfriends,
Wow.
when I was a kid, got boobs for her 16th birthday. So I thought everybody starts off with noses and then moves to boobs.
Well, believe it or not, breast reductions increased by 11%, and
waste.
breast augmentations overall up 3%. And they said overall, all the cosmetic procedures were up 2% year over year, but breast augmentation, number one, followed by liposuction.
Right.
Nose reshaping is what they're calling it now, because sometimes it's not just rhinoplasty, getting
Right.
rid of a bump or like people go in and say, I want to look like Angelina Jolie. Make my nose look like this, which is crazy. Eyelid surgery and
That's what
tummy-
Amy wants.
It's what?
That's what Amy wants. She's sure when she gets older, she's going to need that one. Her grandfather, believe it or not, had it. He was a rugged, he had a ranch, a cowboy, this guy. But it was becoming, he couldn't see. That's a thing on her
my
on that
goodness.
side of the family, yeah.
Tummy tuck was the fifth one, by the way.
It's actually the last day to enter to win that awesome trip. So
I
make
didn't
sure
know.
you're listening all day long.
Sounds like a great prize,
Yeah.
man. I would totally go. By the way, I lived within 10 miles of the forum where you'll be going for over 30 years. I know every inch of the place. So, you need a guy. All the douchemen.
Famed Daredevil Nick Wallenda pulled off a difficult stunt. He took a 230-foot high wire suspended between two buildings in Maryland and proceeded to walk across it with a balance bar. This was suspended 75 feet up in the air.
By the way, that takes a lot of the joy out of it for me.
A balance bar?
Have you seen his balance? What's it, like 50 feet long?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could walk across a wire just because you have a very long balance
It's
bar?
not just because you forget. I've worked with the circus. I've never successfully walked a tightrope, but I have seen what it does to balance you. Like if it was just a little balance thing, but it's got 30% of his body weight on each side of his body, 20 feet out. I say it's cheating.
Well, it's still a pretty insane feat. 75 feet up in the air. And at one point, he stumbled, took a knee, and then said, "Just kidding," stood up and kept walking.
Always funny, those little boys.
I would think that would be more difficult to take a knee,
Yeah.
like especially getting up from that.
How is it that a rope 75 feet up is interesting? This guy in Chicago just recently walked from one building to another 600 feet in the air and then walked on a slope uphill to another building blindfolded, just like last year.
Well, this guy also
He
did
slowed
the
down
Grand
because
Canyon.
his sister got killed or something, didn't she?
I can't keep the Wallenda straight there because they've been doing this for 100 years.
Sister or wife, I think just died.
Sister wife, maybe.
Wrong state.
Oh.
I don't know. They might be sister wives, the Wallenda family. You would think the people who consume the most weed would be in a place like Colorado, Washington,
Yeah.
Oregon,
Yeah.
but it is not. The latest studies show New Yorkers are consuming more weed than any other city in the world.
That's not even legal there, is it?
Nope. They, most places have really decriminalizing it,
Yeah.
but no, it's not like they can just walk into a store like here.
The reason I said it's not even legal there is I just happened to see a thing on the pot delivery business in New York. And it's
Yeah.
guys on bicycles riding around like crazy delivering
Does
your
not
weed.
surprise me. Yeah, they said that even though it's legal in places like Amsterdam, people just don't do it in the quantities. The number of people are not doing it. And New Yorkers consume more than 77 tons of weed each year.
Jeez Louise.
And they said in the world we live in, there's just a lot of it. People selling. You don't know what you're buying or selling. So it's time for nationwide legalization, which will take forever because it's still federally illegal.
Right, but it will, do a whole lot of damage to the cartels, which, when you see a guy hanging from a bridge with no head because of you're fighting about money in Mexico, I got an idea. Why don't you legalize this and none of that will happen?
Yeah.
And if they're not smoking in Amsterdam, why? Well, because when you legalize it, people don't care all that much. It's not the end of the world.
Right.
It's been Girl Scout cookie season.
Yes, it has.
What, you want a cookie?
We all wanted a cookie, which is why Jelly
Yeah.
Bean was so nice to come in here and give us all our cookies.
She didn't give me anything. Sold me a top dollar.
Pictures of that transaction up at KZOK.com. Yeah, she did. She shook you down for money.
Exactly what she did.
Do you know how powerful that kid is? She was in here last week or the week before.
Week before,
Week
yeah.
before. Wednesday when Rick Jones of Goldberg Jones came in the studio, he made sure to give Paul money to give to Jelly Bean cookies to go to the troops because he knew she would track him down.
Yeah. Everybody's afraid of Jelly Bean.
I mean, the problem is we give his phone number out on the air all the time, so
So
she
she
knows how
calls?
to get a hold of him. Yeah, she's been hounding him.
She can't spell Goldberg Jones.
She said, next time you're in on a Wednesday and you go long and you bump my joke, you owe me some money.
Well, it hasn't all been happy days for people selling cookies for the Girl Scout troops. One mother says they had a big weekend and then took the money to the bank, and one of the $100 bills and one of the $10 bills wound up being counterfeit. So this is costing them. They said that normally the Girl Scouts the troop gets 50 cents per box.
Right.
They took a big hit because it turns out 110 of those dollars were counterfeit.
Well, when you're counterfeiting money, especially it's weird that there was a 10, but when you do the 100, which is the one most businesses put the pen across and things like that, there's 1,000 way. When you buy cookies from a 7-year-old, the most trouble you're going to have from having a counterfeit bill, if it even looks in the ballpark of a real bill, is getting her to figure out what the change is. Like, hey, Mom, can you help out and get me some change? And you're going to walk away with $90 in good money and stiff a kid with a fake $100 bill. It's a drag, but that's how it goes.
Well, now the Girl Scout troops are suggesting not taking any large bills. Don't accept a $100 bill, which I'm pretty sure is what Rick Jones passed off to you.
Who has a $100 bill at 8 o'clock in the morning? What's with that guy?
Well, he wanted those cookies to go to the troops. It was an important thing for him to take part in. But this person wanted to take cookies and put them in his belly and not pay for them. They said also make sure you're looking for that security stripe because that is really hard to counterfeit.
Right.
Can you see these little Girl Scouts holding the money up in the air and
looking
looking
for the
at
hologram and the ink mark?
Teach them young that no one is to be trusted.
Exactly.
Seriously. Really strange story in the news. A woman allegedly tried to kill her look-alike with poisoned cheesecake, all in a devious attempt to steal her identity.
Somebody poisoned in cheesecake? That's un-American.
Yeah.
It is.
I want to see this movie, though. It sounds awesome.
It sounds like a movie.
Yeah, this
It's
is real
un-American.
life. This is something.
Oh, sorry.
It wasn't a double. I mean, it looked like I heard her too.
It is un-American because she was not American. This was a woman from Russia.
Which one?
The bad woman is from Russia, living in New York. Her name is Victoria Nasrova. She bought a cheesecake, then the drug phenazepam, a type of tranquilizer, put it into the cheesecake, and then brought it to the victim's home. The victim started eating the cheesecake, then felt sick. Her last memory is seeing a woman there who looked a lot like her.
Did they not know each other before?
Turns out the Russian woman sees that she looks like her, thinks, I'm going to steal her identity. She thought if she drugged the woman, made it look like a suicide, she could then swap their identities and then live a happy life as a regular American.
Right.
She got busted. It wasn't enough to kill her. She was taken to the hospital, and that's when they were able to track it down. All of her stuff had been stolen. They went to the videotape, looked for the lady, and were able to track her down.
First our elections and now our cheesecake. I don't think we can trust these Ruskies
The
anymore.
Russians have been meddling in our cheesecake.
Yeah.
I don't care for it.
Now I want cheesecake.
Yeah.
I always want cheesecake.
So good. Well, there's good news for you, Doochman. You were a fan of this, at least on paper. Taco Bell's Naked Egg Taco is coming back.
Oh, there you go.
This is the very odd breakfast item that has the fried egg that takes the place of the shell.
Yeah.
And then it's filled with stuff and things. And they said they're also testing a breakfast chalupa that's shell is a crispy aged cheddar cheese. So also a gluten-free, or not gluten-free. Well, probably gluten-free, but carb-free is, getting rid of the taco part of the taco.
That's actually a very important thing for health conscious and certainly weight loss conscious.
Yeah.
Yep.
Less carbs. And Taco Bell making a run for the border with selling stuff. The nacho fries, pretty damn good idea. I don't know about the silly chalupa, but those fries look like genius.
Well, and every time Tori or Derek has that as a sponsor of the weather and the traffic, we all look up like, what? The fries from Taco Bell? It's time for today's Things Are Not Right in Florida Story of the Day.
Yay!
Authorities were called to a home in Miami-Dade County after an inflatable raft crashed through the home's roof.
They weren't using that right.
A Royal Canadian Air Force Griffon helicopter was traveling to a U.S. Coast Guard station in Opa-locka, Florida.
Opa-locka?
When its life raft fell from the craft, the helicopter, and landed on somebody's rooftop. Witnesses say a woman who lives in the home was lying in her bed when the raft came crashing through the roof. Her ceiling exploded, and then a raft just lands on top of her.
That's craziness.
They say...
Although it beats that blue ice when that happens.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, thinking about that, what would you rather, the blue ice or a raft? I'm going with raft.
Raft.
Yeah, raft.
So the Canadians are to blame.
Always.
Aren't they always? Yeah.
The Canadian of said that they are investigating how did this happen, because the raft's not supposed to just fall off your helicopter. And they're going to pay to have her roof repaired.
Oh, that's nice. Those Canadians.
Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida. Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada. That's their song.
I can't remember what state that was in. I'd say, oh, that state.
Florida.
Oh,
yeah, it was Florida. Oh, Florida.
At 7:50, if you can tell us where has Sarah's beaver been, you can win a pair of tickets to see David Blaine May 16th at the Paramount Theater. KZOK.com or Facebook.com/Sarah's Beaver to check out those pictures and be ready to call at 7:50. But right around the corner, we have got some very cool David Bowie news to share with you.
We do?
We do. And some amazing hockey news here in Seattle. And in sports, a beloved Seahawk may be on his way out next.
This traffic report is brought to you by Aer Lingus, and we do have a couple incidents to report in Bellevue on 405 northbound just after Highway 520. There's an accident there blocking the left lane, And in Burlington on I-5 northbound, just after Highway 20, there's an accident blocking the left lane. It's never too late to plan that perfect spring getaway. Aer Lingus, Ireland's airline, invites you to discover Europe this spring. Fly from SeaTac to Dublin and connect to 25 European destinations, including Rome, Paris, and Amsterdam. Smart flies Aer Lingus. That's www.aerlingus.com. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Hey, it's Tori with your look at weather, brought to you by NHLSeattle.com. It's currently 39 in downtown Seattle. We'll be seeing rain showers this morning, which should clear up by the afternoon. Sun breaks later on, and Saturday is going to be a mix of cloud and sunshine. The next great moment in Seattle sports history is about to happen, and this is one you won't want to miss. Submit a deposit for ticket priority to be an NHL seat holder today. Go to NHLSeattle.com and be part of Seattle's sports history. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
Starting with some music news, David Bowie fans should get ready for Record Store Day this year. April 21st, there'll be a trio of short-run vinyl titles. Some of these are going to be materials that have never made the light of day.
Wow.
According to David Bowie's official website, Record Store Day will herald in 3 new Bowie titles. Welcome to the Blackout, Live London 1978.
Wow.
Featuring previously unreleased performances recording during his tour stops in 1978, thus the name. Let's Dance.
Probably in London too, right?
Yeah, that's what I would think. With a guy named David Bowie.
Let's Dance, the full length, a 12-inch single collecting the full-length demo and a live version of the song. And David Bowie Now, a reissue of the rare 1977 promo LP that was only circulated very briefly and features Heroes and Low.
Well, that's way better taste than what I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
Well, what do you think David Bowie Now sounds like?
Oh.
Very quiet, I would imagine, but I missed the point, I guess.
A lot of people have been hankering for Pearl Jam tickets, and I will have another chance for you to win them on Sunday. I will be at the Northgate Cricket Wireless Store again from noon till 2. You can enter for a chance to win tickets to see Pearl Jam, the show at Safeco Field. Plus, the United Way will be on site helping people prepare and file their taxes for free.
I might just show up to get my taxes done.
Yeah,
Should.
Sounds like a heck of a deal.
It's the Northgate Cricket Wireless Store, noon till 2 this Sunday. It's on 829 Northeast Northgate Way. Dolly Parton's nonprofit has reached a major milestone by donating its 100 millionth book. She's now 72.
Is that what she does? She donates books?
And she has an organization that donates books. So she was really excited about this, spoke out yesterday and said 100 millionth book.
I didn't even know they made that many books.
And that's in Tennessee, where they call books kindling.
This is something she has really been working on for a couple years called the Imagination Library. And she said it was a tribute to her dad, who was illiterate. She said, my daddy couldn't read and write. It always troubled him, always bothered him, so I wanted to do something special for him.
I'm going to put that in your box.
Ham.
That was pretty good.
Well, yeah, but it's also every hick woman ever. Quick, do Loretta Witt, Swift, whoever.
Patsy Clyde.
Yeah.
My daddy was a coal miner.
Right, there you go. That's what I meant.
He was illiterate,
But I loved ham.
and I love ham. It was really special.
Who doesn't love ham, though?
Who
I mean,
doesn't love
come
ham?
on.
You don't have to be a Southerner to love ham. I love John Ham.
Me too. Singer Ed Sheeran says he plans to build a private chapel in his estate. So his big property in England. He is 27. He lives near a place called Framingham. And he said he has...
Wow, he loves ham.
Yeah.
He loves ham so much he frames it. In Framingham.
He has submitted a planning application to the council there to get permission to build his own chapel. He said that he wants to get married, and there are a lot of people who will be attending his wedding who are high profile, and that most of the small churches around aren't going to be able to give him the security that he needs, the privacy.
Yeah.
So he said, okay, build my own.
Yeah.
So he's now seeking...
Upon this rock, I will build my church.
The rules are kind of strict, but at the same time, it's not as if there's any reason to not grant him this wish. As long as you build it within the codes and, needs to be non-denominational, there's a bunch of rules.
And he's going to have a lot of guests that go out to this place I never heard of.
The
So,
ham.
you know what it
place,
is?
yeah.
He's stealing a line from a movie. The theory is if he builds it, they will come.
Yeah.
It's like, I wouldn't. If I guess if it said Sheeran's wedding, I'd go.
Yeah, me too.
Seems like a hassle. My daughter is getting married in New Jersey. I'm livid about it. Like, who does that? Why do you want to do that?
American chopper star Paul Tuttle.
I watched the show last night for the
Did
first
you?
time, yeah.
Little Paul or Big Paul?
Big Paul has filed for bankruptcy in New York just days before the show was set to air. They filed the paperwork saying he owes 50 creditors. Trying to check my zeros here. Oh, almost $2 million that he owes 50 different creditors.
Each?
No,
Nah,
I
that's
think
gotta
the
be
total.
That's weird. $2 million. I mean, he should have that.
Yeah, I mean, that show did really well.
Really well. And there's a
Had
new one. It's a new
merchandise.
show. I didn't watch reruns last night.
Yeah.
I think it was the first episode, and him and Paul fighting like crazy. I mean, it was fairly violent because they showed why they haven't worked together in 10 years.
Yeah.
They smashed everything, so they came short. They weren't Bonaducci fighting. They came short of killing each other.
Yeah.
But it was bad and uncomfortable, and then it came into the new show. So he has a new show.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. They said he makes $15,000 per month and spends almost $13,000. So he's not having a lot of leftover to pay his creditors, it would appear. I don't know how he got in that debt in the first place. 'cause
Yeah,
those
what's he
shows
spending 13 on? It sounds like you're paying your creditors. Is he going to Dairy Queen a lot?
Yeah.
It's a lot of Dairy Queen.
Anyway, it's a pretty good show. Those little cable shows don't pay that much, but I would always thought that Orange County Chopper paid a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But those bikes are so passe. Like a bike you might have spent $100,000 on to have it customized and crazy and have it look like a Spider-Man bike or whatever, that kind of thing. That's what he does. I wouldn't really ride down the street on that. You look it's like wearing bell bottoms, except on wheels.
Tori Spelling has had a bit of a rough patch. Her acting career certainly didn't skyrocket after Beverly Hills 90210. She did a handful of Lifetime movies, but now her number one job is having babies. She has...
Does she still have that show called He Cheats on Me and I Let Him?
I don't believe so. She has probably 6 kids at this point, and it's hard to keep track because she gets pregnant rapid fire. And on one of those shows, one of her reality shows, the doctor said she had complications, no adult activity, and then he bullied her into having adult activity.
Yeah, totally his fault.
And then got pregnant, and she cried and said the doctor told us not to, and he said, you're my wife and you need to do your duty.
Ew.
She,
I don't think you get pregnant that way.
according to TMZ, had a nervous breakdown yesterday.
Oh, really?
Cops were called to the scene. They said she appeared to be having a nervous breakdown and was being aggressive. No weapons were involved, but police were called to the scene. They thought about taking her in for a mental hold.
Yeah, for 5150.
They said that it did appear to be some sort of mental illness issue, but that there was no reason to take her into custody because she wasn't being violent, wasn't grabbing.
She wasn't
anyone.
here. The rules. The book I'm writing. I am right at the 5150 chapter, so I am versed. So all you have to do is, if you don't meet the parameters of you're a danger to yourself or others, they don't have to take you in. So that's what it sounds like. That they didn't believe she was going to hurt somebody or herself. By the way, my 5150, everybody got hurt.
Ricky Schroder and his wife are on the verge of selling their Malibu mansion. They have a beautiful oceanfront home that the listing price is $5.5 million. They said it's a bungalow, 1,250 square feet.
Oh my God, 1,250 square feet for $5 million.
How does he even fit that train in there?
That's the craziest.
He is best known for Silver Spoons and NYPD Blue.
See, I'd have gone with Lonesome Dove. I loved that show. It was a miniseries.
Ricky Schroder was on Lonesome Dove?
I don't know. I'm just saying I like that show. If he was in the show, then yes.
I'd have gone with Gunsmoke. Man, was that a great show.
Ran
forever.
Now I'm leaning toward confident that he was in Lonesome Dove.
Yeah, probably.
He was. He played Newt Dobbs.
Newt Dogg.
Newt Dogg.
Doesn't he do afternoons with Spike?
I think so. That's Nate Dogg.
Oh, Nate Dogg. Same
Nate
thing.
Dogg, Newt Dobbs, same thing.
Yeah.
Well, this property is supposed to be really beautiful, even though it sounds small. They say it's laid out in such a way that it looks a lot bigger. 2 bedrooms, 2 baths.
That's what I tell people too.
On the ocean. You can see Catalina on a clear day.
Which is never.
And the reason that they are selling this bungalow for $5.5 million is they are getting a divorce.
Oh, that's sad.
Married for 24 years, 4 kids. All are adults except one who is 16. I don't know what he's acted in lately.
I think maybe he does some directing and stuff. This is going to be expensive.
I would imagine so.
You know, when I was watching behind the scenes or whatever it is, and it was Robin Williams, and they were talking very seriously about the moves he made towards the end of his life or at a certain time, or at all the divorces he had were crippling him financially. Guy's making $100 million a year for a long portion. He was, I can't do this, man. I got too many divorces and child support to play.
Yeah, Ricky hasn't been up to too much in the past few years. All he's done is a couple Dolly Parton TV movies.
I didn't know there were a couple Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton's Coat of Many Colors and Dolly Parton's Christmas of Many Colors.
Those are actually really big.
I've seen the Christmas movie for sure.
Is it a movie? Is that what
It's a Christmas, it's made for TV movie.
I thought it was a special or something.
Quentin Tarantino's latest film has had people talking for about a year now because as soon as the plan came out, some people thought it was in poor taste. Then it was in trouble because it was being done through the Weinstein Company. You know, that company's in dire straits. And now 2 big name actors have signed on to do this movie despite all of the hubbub. This is about the Charles Manson cult, Sharon Tate, and That Terrible Night.
Right.
Now, the idea that I'm seeing about this movie is not that it's focused on that. That will just be part of it. But now we have word that Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio have both signed on to star in this movie.
Wow, neat.
It's changed names a few times, but it is now Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Sharon
I don't like
Tate's.
No.
Change
Totally
that.
name.
It was Once Upon a Time in the West.
Nope.
It was Once Upon a
You
Time
can't be
in
Once Upon
America.
a Time in the West. That's a famous book and movie.
That could be why.
Yep.
They said now it will be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. These 2 guys have never acted together before, so this is sort of a big deal in that way.
One's super good looking and one's got an Academy Award.
Which one's which?
You know, if I said pick out the handsome one,
Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio?
yeah. If I said pick the handsome one,
I wouldn't know which one.
I'm guessing everybody can do it but you. Which one is it?
But Leo has the Academy Award, right?
Oh, well,
I would have went Leo's the handsome one.
Leonardo
With Brad
DiCaprio is
Pitt?
hot.
He's okay. Dick,
Brad Pitt's super hot.
thank you.
Kiss ass.
No, I mean, ever
just
since
a
Fight Club, I've had a huge man crush
huge
on
man
Brad.
crush.
Right,
And
Tori?
Leo's just
Oh my God, it's Leo. Come on.
What?
Yes.
Totally Leo.
I don't trust her
Well,
anymore.
us girls have spoken.
Let's take a look at sports.
Sports.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY, 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Yesterday, we had special guests on the show, Tim Lewicki and
I got him a little bit confused too.
Jerry Bruckheimer.
Jerry Bruckheimer. And they were on the show to have this big ticket push because they are the money and the mastermind behind bringing a team here to Seattle.
Which seems really weird to me, at least Bruckheimer.
Bruckheimer is a huge hockey fan.
Yeah, lifelong hockey
Plays
fan.
all year.
Plays.
Still needs lessons, he said.
74 years old. He's lacing his skates up and
I
playing
got
hockey.
74?
Yeah.
He looked good.
He looked good.
You know what? I'm changing my mind. He's the handsome one.
Yes, he is.
If you missed it, the interview is up on our website. But the idea was to remind people that yesterday at 10 o'clock, those tickets were going on sale. Hold your place to get tickets for when we get a Seattle hockey team.
And before they did an interview on this very radio station, they had 0 season tickets sold. That's correct, right?
That is correct.
Yes.
So
that's totally true.
I hope that it went up after talking to us.
Believe it or not, it did. In just seconds, 720 tickets were sold. The deposits then reached its goal of 10,000 tickets in 12 minutes.
In 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
Wow.
Now, didn't Vegas try the same thing?
6 weeks.
Yeah,
6 weeks it took them
Yep.
to
To hit
get to the
10,000.
same thing. Well, so bring the hockey team here. What are you, crazy?
Yeah.
45 minutes later, the tally reached 25,000.
25,000
Yep.
people.
By the way, they don't have that many seats in the
No,
arena.
it's going to end up being people get partial season ticket packages, which I think some people might prefer.
Absolutely. There are going to be a lot of people who want partial. The way they wind up doing season tickets for most any sport is it's split packages. You know, maybe you're somebody who works nights. You're not going to be able to go to the weekday games, or you've got kids. You want to go on weekends. You can do partial ticket packages. And in just a couple more weeks, they're going to have all of that laid out. season ticket plans, how much it's going to cost, what the seats are
So
going to
if
be.
you had to bet now about whether or not we get a team, is your needle moved?
We're getting a team, in my opinion.
In your opinion, for
Yes.
real? That's not hopeful speaking. That's
No,
what you absolutely diehard believe.
I think this shows the passion that the city has for its professional sports
I think you're
teams.
absolutely right.
I mean, the team in Vegas also, I think, is giving a good example of what can happen because that team is super exciting and it's an expansion team and everybody's watching those games and they're on a winning streak. They are going to make the postseason. And for year one of an expansion team to have that much excitement.
What's the name of the team in Vegas?
Golden Knights.
Golden Knights?
Mm-hmm.
But still, I think for us to do 25,000 on day one, I think we should just take the Vegas team away and bring it here tomorrow.
Right. The Golden Knights? Oh, no, I don't love that name.
No, we'll change the name for sure.
Cool.
The Seattle Seahawks are reportedly shopping Michael Bennett in hopes of trading him. ESPN quoted a source saying that the combine is going on right now, and the word is they are letting everybody there know Michael Bennett is on the table. Well, theoretically on the table. Spring training yesterday, the Mariners lost to the Royals 4-3. They play again at noon today, but this time it is the Milwaukee Brewers.
Turn it around.
Yep. Speaking of baseball, 1 week from Saturday is our third annual Whiskey Rocks that takes place inside of the Terrace Club at Safeco Field.
Nice.
We've got food, music, entertainment, us, and of course, whiskey.
I like that she points out that we're different than entertainment.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, no, there'll be people having fun and us. Yes. No, we'll be having fun and we'll be there.
Tickets are on sale now at whiskeyrocksnw.com. Tickets are selling fast. It's sold out the past couple of years. VIP tickets are already sold out, so make sure to get your tickets. And before we leave today, we will be giving people a pair of tickets. We'll be giving out some tickets.
Oh, yeah, it's Free Whiskey Friday.
Free Whiskey Friday.
I had no idea. That's awesome.
I know what that means. Free whiskey.
It means free tickets to
Friday.
Whiskey Rocks.
Yeah.
The Seattle Sounders advanced in the CONCACAF tournament with a 4-0 victory over Santa Tecla yesterday. Now,
Very exciting second half. They started off pretty slow, but the 4 goals coming in the second half, it was fun to watch.
Good. Well, they begin the MLS season Sunday against new club LAFC, 2 p.m. Century Link Field. Go Sounders.
Go Sounders.
Go Sounders.
The NCAA women's basketball tournament started yesterday from Key Arena. UW lost to Cal. WSU lost to USC. The tournament does continue today with games starting at 11:30. Last night, UW men beat Oregon State 79-77.
No.
WSU beat Oregon 78-76. Both of those games very close.
Absolutely no.
What are you mumbling?
Paul and I are doing a different radio show. Things that make you go,
Don't blame me for
oh,
this.
come on. You know what you're up to. Troublemaker.
UW versus Oregon happens tomorrow at 1:30. WSU, Oregon State, 3:30. Seattle U versus Utah Valley, 6 p.m. tomorrow. That is a look at your sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys at 1-800-DUI-AWAY. We've got a lot of show coming up. Remember, at 7:50, it's the Beaver. Tickets to see David Blaine, and 7:20, Jimmy Buffett tickets.
This traffic report is brought to you by Sherry's Restaurants in Bellevue on 405 southbound. As you approach Highway 520, we do have an accident currently blocking the two left lanes, and that is causing a 20-minute delay. Sherry's Springberry pancakes are here. Choose from blueberry, raspberry, or triple berry toppings with whipped cream and powdered sugar on a stack of fresh, fluffy buttermilk pancakes for just $6.99. Add eggs, breakfast meat, and hash browns for $3 more. Sherry's, simply great food. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
The weekend is here, and I know a lot of people are looking forward to sleeping late tomorrow. You know, you probably feel exhausted at the end of a long work week, but you wouldn't feel so tired if you were sleeping better. And the key to sleeping better is to get a MyPillow. MyPillow will help you fall asleep faster. You're going to stay asleep because you're not going to be tossing and turning, plumping up your pillow or flipping it over to the cool side. You don't need to do that with MyPillow. And another thing I've realized with MyPillow, the pillow you're currently sleeping on is probably super old, and you probably haven't washed it in a long time. And that's pretty gross. With My Pillow, you can just throw it in the washer and then the dryer, and it is fresh like a daisy. Right now, they've got the 4-pack special going on, and you can get 50% off if you use the promo code KZOK. It's 2 My Pillow premiums, 2 Go Anywhere My Pillow, half off with that promo code. Call 800-304-4756. That's 800-304-4756. Or go to mypillow.com, and don't forget that promo code KZOK.
It is 7:01, and I'd like to remind you that we've got tickets to see Jimmy Buffett and his Coral Reefer Band at Key Arena. And here's the deal on how that works out. We're playing a game called Lose Your Head. You tell us what group of fans lose their head, and you win tickets. It's that easy, 7:20.
Nice. Yesterday, we told you that Buffalo, New York is trying to vamp up their tourism by offering a themed vacation. The Buffalo Wing Tour.
Yeah, I happen to think it's a good idea, to be honest with you.
It is a good idea because you think, Buffalo, why would I go to Buffalo?
Yeah, ask me what I think about when I think of Buffalo.
What do you think about when you think of Buffalo?
The Goo Goo Dolls.
Ah, they are from that area.
That's I met them. I hung out with them for a while. That's always going to be my connection to Buffalo.
Well, there's not a lot going on, and I don't think a Goo Goo Dolls themed vacation is going to fly in 2018.
I went there in winter one time, and it was horrible. But I went there in summer one time, and it was really there's stuff to do.
Yeah.
If you get a chance to go there, don't go. Oh my God, no, it's the devil. It's okay.
But a lot of places do this. They try to offer up some sort of themed vacation to get interest, and usually it works.
I go on theme vacations. I like them.
You've recently started doing this.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. I was shocked. It's a new thing. Like I'm 58, and I probably started doing this at 55, 52, somewhere there. And you don't think over 50, you don't make new habits. You don't do new. And I enjoy my themed vacations.
Well, what are some of the themed vacations you've been on?
Here's a small one that you can go do. It's in today's phone book. I was going to say it's in the phone book. It's online. I took a food vacation, a food tour of Granville Island in Vancouver, British Columbia.
Nice.
And it was really fun. You go down possibly one of the best markets in the whole world. And I'm saying comparing it to Japan's fish market and in Barcelona, it's right up there in Vancouver. And they have all these restaurants and stalls and produce. It takes about 2 hours, and it's a great little vacation.
That's a great spot.
And then, by the way, can I
Market's really
recommend, as
nice.
long as we're doing this, there's a thing in most major cities called the hop on, hop off bus. Do that. That's genius, man.
But talking about themed vacations, I wasn't actually thinking of the food one for you. I was thinking of the Beatles.
Just did. Well, that was my wife's tour, but now that I've done it, I would do more. I'm having
Beatles
a very
tours?
just themed tours in general.
Yeah.
We did the Beatles tour. We went to Liverpool. We went to Abbey Road. We did all of that kind of stuff, and it was great fun. But she's a big fan. I've mentioned this more than once. Tim Curry and Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
We went to the castle in which that was taped. So I would have to call it the mixed one a fan tour. And it was really fun. If you got a favorite movie star or something, go check it out. If they offer a tour, it's pretty fun.
It just kind of adds a little extra something to the travel.
does.
Like you're having fun on vacation anyway, but if you tie it together with a theme, it adds a little more excitement.
And if you think about it, if you go to the Tower of London, you've been there, right?
Yeah, I have.
That's a themed vacation. You get to see the Queen. Who was the Queen after that? You get to see when the place burnt down, when it was rebuilt, where Sir Walter Raleigh was killed. That's a theme. It's just another word for it. But these things are fun, and I recommend them.
One of the themed vacations that I'm surprised Amy didn't get you to do, they are offering the Home Alone themed vacation.
Oh, we're going. We
You
booked
are?
it. You get like a $40 pizza and a $30 ice cream soda or some such thing. And this, you normally say no. I didn't even like that movie. It's silly. But now I know the liking of it is not the thing. I had fun on our Beatles. I like the Beatles, but it was hot in their basement, for God's sake. But it's all been really fun.
Yeah. Well, you guys listening, would you go on a themed vacation, or have you been? What was the theme, or what would be the theme that would send you on vacation?
Invent one.
Let us know. Call 800-252-1025.
So Buffalo, New York is trying to get some, tourist dollars in by doing a Buffalo Wings tour. And I got to tell you, I think it's a fine idea. There's other ways you could do a themed tour in Buffalo. But would you go on a themed tour? Have you? Or would you make one up? 1-800-252-1025.
Let's talk to our friend Brent in Port Townsend.
Hey, Brent.
Hey, good morning, Danny, and you beautiful people.
What's up, man?
Hey, so I do like last year. I went to Vegas and we went to day clubbing on these pool-sized day clubs. It was pretty crazy. People watching. It's better than Walmart.
So you mean like rehab at the Hard Rock and that stuff?
So during the day, like at 2:00, they open up these pool sides with these cabanas. You have to rent a lounge chair and buy a $20 drink.
Right.
And you watch these people just acting really badly, and some of them aren't put together right.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. I didn't know they were called day clubs, but I used to go to the Palms, and they bring out private dealers and portable tables, and they come up by the pool,
That's
and the
wild.
pool becomes a whole new place. And sure enough, people act stupid, like really stupid.
Have you gone on a theme vacation? Would you? What would the theme be? That is the question we're asking at 800-252-1025. Morning to Terry and Everett.
Hey, Terry.
Good morning. How y'all doing this morning?
Very well. Thank you for asking. What do you got?
So next year, my fiance and I are getting married in Scotland.
Yeah.
And while we're there, we're going to ride the actual train that is the Hogwarts Express
Yeah.
and see Hagrid's hut and do a whole couple days of Harry Potter stuff.
I
So
got to tell you,
I'm really excited about
if
it.
you'd have called me with this story 3-4 years ago, I'd have said, dude, next caller gets their manhood back. But I got to tell you, I've now done stuff like this.
Yeah, it's fun.
And it's real. And you go places you never thought you would go because that's where the theme takes you. So have fun, Terry. I'll bet
Yeah.
that's going to be awesome.
I've heard really good stuff about the Harry Potter themed, different themed things in Scotland. It's supposed to be really,
Now,
really
it's
cool.
not the same as going to Scotland. I will tell you that, Terry. But Universal Studios Tour, I think, is the one that has the rights to Harry Potter, and they've built it Hogwarts entirely. It's
Yeah.
huge. Now, it's a theme park, and that's all there is to it. But that might be fun. But I think going on the Hogwarts tour would be very
Yeah.
fun.
My nieces just went to Harry Potter Land, whatever it's called, a couple months ago. They said it was amazing. My good friend Olympia went, so adults also
Yeah.
love it. They say the butterbeer is delicious. Let's talk to Paul in Buckley.
Hey, Paul,
Good morning, guys.
don't tell
Danny,
me some kind of motorcycle themed tour.
Well, I'm switching it up a little bit on you. Back in the 70s when the Jaws movie came out,
Yeah.
there was a big push on skin diving tours to go watch sharks, and I picked up on one of those, and it was a hoot.
Yeah, and they do them all over the world. You can do them off the coast of California, some really nice shark dives, in a cage, steel cage. You go down,
Yeah.
and great whites try and eat your face. You can do them off New Jersey, which is where the actual Jaws theme, where that Shaw attacked 17 different people. And then South Africa and Australia, great places for shark diving. So what a great tour. You're all over the world for that theme.
It'd be a little weird if they're playing the soundtrack though on the boat on the way out there and that music kicks in.
And then, of course, you'd have to look at the cabin and go, you're going to need a bigger boat.
A lot of people go on these themed vacations. Buffalo, New York, trying to get involved by offering a Buffalo Wing tour.
Right.
One of the real popular ones now, other than the Hogwarts experience, is Game of Thrones. And they
Right, sure.
They film in 3 different locations. You can go to Croatia and experience it. And you can go to Iceland, which is where they film the cold stuff, and you can go to Scotland. And they've got it all set up depending on which part of the books take place or the show takes place in each of those destinations.
Yeah, it seems great.
What about Tim calling from Polsbo?
How you doing there, Tim?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you guys today?
Very well. Thank you for asking. What do you got to offer?
Well, when I was, my family and I, we were stationed in Europe. My wife wanted to go to Salzburg, Austria, to do the Sound of Music tour.
Oh, where you run from Nazis? Always fun.
You know, I thought it would have been better to run from Nazis. I thought it was going to be absolutely hell for 2 days. And to be honest with you, it was a pretty darn nice time.
You know, I'm advocating these themed tours like crazy over here. We went to a place, and you guys should Google this one, the Madonna Inn. I stayed in the Caveman Room and the Yosemite Room, but you can do all sorts of themes without ever leaving the grounds of the Madonna Inn in Northern California.
I went to Salzburg and did not do the Sound of Music tour, and now I regret it. I wish I had.
Have you ever done one of these things?
Racking my brain trying to
Well,
think.
I would think the point of it is
Not
it has
like a
to be
movie.
intentional, right? You should give it a swing because I thought, could anything be less cool than doing some theme? So it's kind of mapped out stupid. I've never, and I've only done like 5 of them, but I've never not had a great time that I would say was going to surpass the good time I would have had if I didn't do it.
Yeah, a lot of people do these movie tours. I have not. I've gone on themed vacations. I mean, when I went to Munich, it was a beer tour. I
By the way,
went to drink beer.
If you think I'm kidding about the Home Alone tour, she's had it booked for weeks since that came out.
Sorry.
I'm absolutely. You know what? I would have been sorry if I hadn't done some of this crap already. And it's really fun.
Bill in Lakewood. Good morning, my friend.
Hey, Bill.
Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Danny.
What's up, buddy?
Good morning, Paul.
Good morning.
What's up?
Morning, Derek. Hey, Tori.
Good morning.
All right, man. What's happening?
Okay, so back in the day, before they became who they actually ended up being, the greatest rock and roll band of all time, the Beatles, when they started playing, when they got Ringo as their drummer, when they were playing in Hamburg, and then when they went back and started playing all over, England, I would love to do a tour where you could go to these places, like the Cavern Club, and maybe they had vintage film and vintage Beatle music, just kind of relive it.
That's a good idea.
Experience that, those lucky teenagers got to.
And you can do it, man. I mean, if you go, once you get to Liverpool, which is a bigger city than I think most people think, it's the size of at least Sacramento, California, and the Cavern Club's right there. It's, you know what, you can't miss it. You're walking down the street, you can't miss it. And all the other ones, like Jacaranda, one of the clubs they play, it's right over there on the
Right,
left.
but I like Bill's idea, which is to recreate it for people who didn't experience it, that make it seem like it's really happening. Have the films playing, have maybe a cover band, and make it seem like it's you're actually experiencing
Well,
it.
we stayed in the Hard Days Night Hotel, and there's constantly movies rolling, and there's different pictures in every room.
Anya in Lacey, have you taken a theme vacation?
Well, yeah, actually, I go to Florida every year because my family lives in Miami Beach. So I decided, instead of having just sitting around the sun, I decided to go to the Rapids, which is in Palm Beach, the water park. And then I went to Cocoa Beach, where I Dream of Jeannie was supposed to be filmed.
Sure.
And I went to St. Petersburg to the Salvador Dali Museum. And then I went to Club Space, went dancing. So Florida was kind of fun.
You knock Florida, but there's a lot
stuff
of beautiful
to do there,
and fun
that's
things to do.
That's taking away all the theme parks. No, Anya can have a good time anywhere. I'm telling you.
Hannah in Auburn. Good morning.
Good morning. Been
Morning.
listening to you guys for ages.
Thank you.
What my family and I do is we take road trips to state capitals and baseball parks.
That's
I love
neat.
it.
Don't you do something like that?
I do, and I have a group of friends. We've really taken it up a notch that each season we're going to a new ballpark that we haven't been to before. So we're actually going to go to see a Giants game this year.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I have not been to that park yet.
Yeah, these, like I tell, it's very easy to do. A lot of times you can find there is a theme vacation where you were already going to go.
Yeah.
Like we found Granville Island when we were
already
looking
going
for
to
stuff
Vancouver.
to do in Vancouver, and it was great.
Joshua in Olympia, have you been on a themed vacation?
No, I haven't, but I'd love to go on a vacation that's themed after coffee.
I got to tell you, I think it's great for you, but can you imagine getting involved with people that have already had 75 cups of coffee? It just sounds like nothing but trouble on the bus.
You're on a bus with those people.
JD in Seattle, a themed vacation you've been on or would like to go on?
I am going to put money in Danny's pocket.
All right.
How about a Partridge family vacation? We can hang out on the bus. We can sing songs. We can go all the places that the Partridge family went, hang out in the house, have breakfast with Danny. Why not?
Okay,
I like it.
I got to tell you,
Why not?
when we were in Philadelphia, where everybody's fairly drunk and stupid, I pitched a thing to my bosses. Let's do a thing called Designated Danny, because I had quit drinking. And I'll drive all these drunks around to different clubs and stuff, and it will be great. So I am not opposed, JD, to driving. I'll even drive the actual bus, if you can find it, to anywhere you want to
Nice.
go. But let me just
How
be,
fun.
I'm going to be honest, $80, or I'm not doing it.
You have
That's
to get
how much
paid
you get
$80.
Somebody's got to pay me $80. I'm not going.
Kozak in Seattle, your theme vacation?
Well, I haven't been on a themed vacation, but what I'd like to do is like a burlesque style themed vacation. I think that would be awesome.
Well, I think the tour guide answered the phone when you called. There'd be a little Derek in there. But that's a fun one.
And Darcy, you?
Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, my dad and my brothers are planning to hit the different museums that have the old time cars as well as airplanes and stuff, starting up here in Seattle and then all the way down to Hood River, Oregon. There's a lot of old car museums, and there's also like my husband's into the race cars, so they're going to hit like Speed World. But then in Hood River, there's a big one with all the old cars and old airplanes that my uncle's running.
Well, for $180, I will drive you to the LeMay Car Museum and then to the Museum of Flight. That's $80 each because that's now officially my going price to drive people around.
Yeah.
Paul, what about yours?
I want to go on a trip to see all the bands with geographical names in the place that they're
so
named
funny,
after.
Man. That's
so I want to
great.
go see Boston in Boston, Chicago in Chicago, Europe, Asia, Kansas, of course. That would be the final one.
Yep. I love it.
That's a nice one, man. I don't know if you're serious or not, but you should do that.
That'd be fun.
You should become the guy. You should sell that tour.
$80.
Give me $80. Or if it's two people, it's 80 plus 80, which is 180.
Yeah, exactly.
Tori, is there a theme vacation you have taken or want to take?
I'm surprised I haven't taken this, but I want to go on a Haunted America tour and visit Gettysburg and Lizzie Borden's house and Alcatraz.
How has she not done this?
How has she not?
I want to capture a ghost. Or at least-
$80.
$80. I don't know how to capture it, but I will drive you for $80. That's my new thing.
And Derek, what are we doing for you for $80?
My theme is naked. I just want to go to every place it's legal to be naked in public and just walk around.
I'm not giving
$700 and I will drive you.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
I think.
You're
Well,
gonna
so is Derek.
You're going to get on my seats with that?
I think on that note, it's time to play our final round of Lose Your Head.
Lose your head.
You can win tickets to see Jimmy Buffett June 23rd at Key Arena. You want to win your way in? Call 800-252-1025 now. That song's going to be awesome live. You can win your way in to see Jimmy Buffett June 23rd at Key Arena if you can correctly identify the group of fans from Danny's Clue. We have had deadheads, potheads, cheeseheads. What will it be today?
Poop heads.
He's not saying that's the answer. He's calling us that.
Yeah, so. I think so. I tried to get into your little dance party the second I played. You stopped.
Lane in Bremerton, are you ready to play?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, man, let me ask you a couple of questions. One, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Absolutely.
Two, do you understand the rules of the game?
Yes, sir.
Here we go, my friend. This group of fans lose their heads over the big, bold craft beer style that dominates the Pacific Northwest, maybe because my favorite place, Yakima, grows more of the essential brewing ingredient than any other place in the world. But these fans go crazy for the piney, citrusy flower that adds bitterness to their favorite IPAs. They aren't parrot heads, but can you name this group of fans that lose their heads?
Now,
No, I think that's a no.
Lane, no?
I guess I don't.
Oh, Lane, honey, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, because I like the sound of your voice. You sound cute.
Thanks for calling, Lane.
Duff in Redmond, would you like Danny to read the clue, or do you know the answer?
If he could, maybe one more time.
All right, and this time I'll read it a little more normal. This group of fans lose their heads over the big, bold craft beer style that dominates the Pacific Northwest. Maybe it's because my favorite place on earth, Yakima, grows more of the essential brewing ingredient than anywhere else. But these fans go crazy for the piney, citrusy flower that adds bitterness to their favorite IPA. They aren't parrot heads. Can you name this group of fans that lose their heads?
It's a tough one, but I'm going to go with Hophead.
Hopheads is
You are
absolutely
correct, Duff. Woohoo!
Duff.
Oh, look at me.
Woohoo, look at you. You're going to the Jeep Winners window at our lobby to pick up your tickets to Jimmy Buffett June 23rd at Key Arena. Congratulations. And don't forget, the winning does not stop there. $750 will give you a chance to win tickets to see David Blaine at the Paramount Theater, all for looking at my beaver.
This traffic report is brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino in Bellevue on 405 southbound. As you approach Highway 520, there is an accident blocking the shoulder. And down in Auburn on Auburn Way southeastbound at Academy Drive, we also have the road there that is blocked due to an incident in that area. The winter entertainment lineup is up now at Snoqualmie Casino. Enjoy live music from the Pack on March 2nd and 3rd. Enter the Haggis on March 17th and many more. Tickets are on sale now. Visit snowcasino.com. Snoqualmie Casino, Seattle's closest casino. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Hey, it's Tori, and let's take a look at your weather today. It's currently 39 in downtown Seattle. We'll be seeing rain showers on and off this morning, but that should all clear up by the afternoon. Sun breaks later on, and Saturday will be partly cloudy with some sunshine. Have you seen the trailer for Web of Fries? You need to. While the movie is shrouded in mystery, Taco Bell's new $1 nacho fries, covered in Mexican spices and dipped in warm nacho cheese sauce, are very real and delicious. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
Man, it's gone crazy around the world, and we are here to tell you all about it with the big news of the day, which is brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. You can go online to goldbergjones.com.
Well, you remember Donald Trump Jr. was the target of a letter in the mail full of white powder.
Right.
His wife wound up opening it, freaked out, was taken to the hospital. Turns out it wasn't anything. It was just talcum powder. But of course, you're nervous anyway. They have now found who mailed him.
No way.
That letter full of suspicious powder.
Somebody's in trouble and embarrassed.
Yep. His name is Daniel Frisiello. He was arrested in Massachusetts. He was charged with mailing 5 threatening letters to high-profile individuals around the country, including Donald Trump Jr.
Right.
And the federal prosecutor in actor Mark Salling's child pornography case.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got a little bit lost there.
So the guy, Mark Salling, was an actor.
Right.
He's the one who was on Glee, was found to have child pornography and then killed himself before facing trial. The guy who was the prosecutor in that case,
right?
He's one of the people who got a letter full of white powder.
Wow, why would you want to send him a letter full of white powder?
Super weird.
Boy, if I'd have known that 20 years ago, I'd have totally used it as a defense. No, man. My political beliefs are anthrax in me, Your Honor.
Letters were also sent to a Stanford professor named Michelle Dauber, Michigan Senator Deborah Stabenow, and Antonio Sabato Jr., who is running for a congressional seat in California.
As a Republican, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So also Donald Trump Jr., and they're still trying to figure out why the heck he did this, but in most cases it wound up actually being cornstarch.
Yeah.
And nothing harmful, but
it also it won't hurt you and will thicken up your gravy.
But this guy was arrested yesterday, and I'm still trying to find some information. Nothing yet on motive. Crazy Pants?
Crazy Pants is his motive, yeah. Because they don't even have a whole thing in common. They're not staunch Republicans. One's a prosecutor, one's and a has-been. I know because he's in my club. It just seems like an odd thing to do.
Tattoos, something that have become very popular over the past, 10, 20 years, but they've been around for a long time. And now we are finding out tattoos have been around even longer than originally thought. They have found a mummy at a British museum, so it's not like a new find in Egypt or anything, but they are taking a look because technology has changed on how we can look at mummies. And they found what they thought were smudges, but infrared scans have revealed them to be the oldest tattoos in the world.
Wow.
Now, they found a man with some tattoos. It looks to be a wild bull and a horned sheep. They also found on the shoulder of a female mummy a couple of S shapes on her shoulder.
All right.
5,000-year-old.
Yeah.
Years old.
I'm actually not, to be honest with you, I'm not even slightly surprised with that because when, most life seems to be coming out of Africa and they have done all sorts of adornments to their bodies, piercings and tattoos for as long as it's recorded. So I would imagine that tattoos are older than recorded history. I would imagine the first tattoos were 1,000 years before the Sumerians learned how to write about it.
Yeah.
This is believed to be about 3351 BC.
That's a pretty old tattoo.
That's an old tat. What do you think it looks like?
It's got to be faded by now, right?
I would imagine. Not if you went to Tom. That'd be perfect. I just don't know if he was tatting 5,000 years ago.
The latest results are in about the wealthiest hip-hop artist for the year.
But what?
And there is a new person at number 1.
Really?
Jay-Z has dethroned Sean Diddy Combs.
Oh, I thought it was Jay-Z anyway. So now I'm very comfortable with this change.
Jay-Z is the wealthiest hip-hop artist for 2018, ahead of Diddy and Dr. Dre.
And what did he do to make so much money in 2017 or whatever?
The idea is that it was likely his Rock Nation record label and his Champagne and his
a talent agency. He does a sports
figures.
agent. And
Yep.
Wow. Cool. Well, good on you, man.
His net worth was up. It was 810, and now it is up to $900
million.
Wow.
That's a lot of money, man.
Now, Diddy was at
Yes,
number
he did.
Yeah,
one,
he did. And they paid him well for it.
but his net worth is only $825.
He must be embarrassed. How does he show his face? Down to the 800 millions.
Yep. Dr. Dre in third place, 770.
Jeez Louise.
Drake and Eminem round out the top 5. They are tied at 100 million.
Really?
So
That's a big drop off.
Huge disparity. At number 3, you've got 770, and then 4 is 100.
Well, my boy M, because we're on a first initial basis.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I don't think these guys. Not everybody ventures off into business. And I don't know what Eminem is up to. I know he tours, which surprised me. I didn't
That's
think
a
he
good
still
point,
toured.
because it is, I believe, with Eminem, music and music only.
Yeah.
He didn't invent beats or Ciroc vodka or anything like that.
Yep. There is a very famous pretzel company whose name always poses a dilemma for me. Probably the most well-known pretzel company in America.
Do you call it Auntie M's?
I don't know what to call it.
Oh, I thought it was called Wetzel's.
Auntie Annie?
Auntie
Anne?
Anne's?
Auntie Anne? Auntie Anne.
Yeah, Auntie Anne.
Well,
Auntie Anne.
it's spelled one of those ways, isn't it? Can't you pick?
Well, aunt is spelled Auntie.
Oh, no.
Auntie.
Aunt is spelled.
Although it's not pronounced Auntie Anne's. Auntie Anne's is
So
celebrating.
you say aunt, but then you say auntie instead of auntie?
No, it's Auntie. But Auntie Anne is not the name of the business. She pronounces it. The woman who created this business says it's Auntie Anne.
Yeah, she pronounces it correctly.
Right.
I hate you.
She's not a show-off snob.
Most people, I think, from my neck of the woods do pronounce it aunt, but it's Auntie Anne's. And they are celebrating their 30th birthday with a freebie. They're the world's largest hand-rolled soft pretzel franchise, celebrating with a free pretzel party tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at participating stores nationwide. The owner and the president has said, what a better way to celebrate by giving free pretzels on our birthday.
The owner and the president isn't named Anne?
The president of Auntie Anne's is Heather Neary, but it was
But her aunt is Anne,
her
right?
aunt is Anne.
Her aunt is Anne.
Her aunt is Anne.
Her aunt is Anne.
So is her aunt.
They both are. Yeah. Of course they both are.
And it's pretty cool. They say you don't need anything to take advantage of this, that you just
You
have to
need
go.
balls to walk up and ask for a free pretzel. I think the first and only time I ever got a free Slurpee on 7-Eleven Day, I was totally embarrassed.
Really?
Seriously?
Can I have a free thing that I should pay for and I have the money in my pocket, but I'm not giving it to you? Yes, I was very embarrassed.
You're embarrassed to get a free
Yeah,
item?
yeah. I felt like I should buy something.
Oh. Well, you can buy something else.
There's two of those pretzel places in the same, like they have two locations on one on either side of the mall.
Mall, yeah, I
At the
was just
South
there.
Center Mall. So I'm going to help you out, Danny. I'll get yours for you because I'll get one at the first location, then I'll walk across the
Hey,
mall and get another one.
I said
wicked
I was
smart.
embarrassed at 7-Eleven Day. I didn't say I didn't get my Slurpee. I'll go, and you know what we'll do is we'll do it at both places. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, there was some focus on what big companies are owned by women after Auntie Anne's made this announcement. We talked yesterday about the whiskey coming out. The Johnny Walker is going to be Janie Walker.
Yeah.
Other companies you may not realize were started by women. Kikkoman soy sauce.
Totally did not know that. But it's Johnny Walker that's going to be Janie Walker, is that what you said? And they were created by a woman? Johnny Walker was?
No, but I'm saying that all of this focus on that and this Auntie Anne's has brought to light some other companies owned by women. Pepperidge Farm.
Didn't know.
Fat Burger.
Totally didn't know.
Stacy's, the pita chips.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep, because her name is
Stacey.
Didn't know because I've never heard of
Yeah,
him.
and Stacy's mom's got it going on. Palm, like Palm Wonderful, the pomegranate
Yeah.
juice, started by a woman. And of course, Auntie Anne's.
There you go.
Auntie Anne's.
Auntie
I
Anne's.
can't say it. It's stupid. That's the big news of the day, and it's brought to you by Goldberg Jones. Divorce for Men, 1-800-DIVORCE, or online at goldbergjones.com.
Hey, but wait, there is more. If you know where Sarah's beaver's been, you might want to call right now. Here's the phone number, 1-800-252-1025. And you're thinking, why should I call right now? It's kind of a hassle. Hurts my finger. Well, it is totally worth it, my friend, because if you know where Sarah's beaver's been and you call right now and you're the guy and or girl, we've got tickets for you to see David Blaine at the Paramount Theater. I do.
Wow. Skibbity bop bop.
Looking around, all around town. 'Cause Sarah's Beaver was on Patches the Clown. Come on, Sarah, won't you give me a clue? I'll find your beaver and I'll be calling you. Where's Sarah's Beaver? I gotta know. Where's Sarah's Beaver? I gotta know. Where's Sarah's Beaver? I wanna win on Danny's show on KZOK. A rounding rendition.
Well, of course you want to win because we got a cool prize. Tickets to see David Blaine May 16th at the Paramount Theater. We post those pictures at KZOK.com. We post them to Facebook.com/Sarah'sBeaver. And each week she goes someplace new. You got to tell us, where has she been this week?
You know, David Blaine, I got to tell you, because a lot of magicians don't like him. Because he doesn't wear the fancy clothes with jeans and a t-shirt. But I will tell you this, that guy does stuff you've never seen anybody else do before. And some of it's not magic.
Yeah.
Some of it's just discipline like I can't believe.
Right. Well, Tina in Bellevue, have you seen where Sarah's Beaver's been?
I think she was in Hilo, Hawaii at the Japanese garden.
Is that true? Oh.
That is correct, Tina.
That is correct, Tina.
And some people might not know this. Hilo is the wet side of the island.
Yeah. It's an island. Isn't there water all around? It's an island.
Uh-huh. She was on the wet side, huh, Derek? Okay.
You take it, you're right.
Tina, my friend, you are going to the Jeep Winners window in our lobby to get your tickets to see David Blaine May 16th at the Paramount Theater. Congratulations.
This traffic report is brought to you by Taco Bell. In Tacoma on I-5 northbound, as you approach City Center, there is an accident that is currently blocking the right lane. And in Des Moines on I-5 northbound, just after Highway 516, there is a disabled vehicle that right now is currently blocking the center lane, causing about a 15-minute delay. Have you seen the trailer for Web of Fries? You need to, while the movie is shrouded in mystery. Taco Bell's new $1 nacho fries covered in Mexican spices and dipped in warm nacho cheese sauce are very real and delicious. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
It is 2 minutes after 8 a.m. And I'm going to do you a favor. If your Cricket is hardwired, I can get you a wireless one. That's not how that goes, is it? From Sunday, from noon till 2, our very own Sarah and the KZOK stream team, of course, will be at the North Gate Cricket Wireless Store. Get on down there. You're giving away stuff, are you not?
I have tickets to Pearl Jam.
So you're giving away huge stuff, is what you're saying.
People can win tickets to Pearl Jam and get their taxes done.
Now what is the deal with get your taxes done? They just do your taxes right there at Cricket?
Yeah, Pearl Jam comes out and does your taxes. It's really weird.
You know, I knew that Eddie Vedder was a talented young man.
Yeah, we will be letting people get their taxes done, not by me, but by people who are in a position of authority to do that. And I'll be there from noon till 2. This is at 829 Northeast North Gateway. Come on in, say hi, and register for those.
And don't forget that she's going to have a pair of tickets to see Pearl Jam at Safeco Field, so that's cool.
We, yesterday, were talking about Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots. The story started circulating yesterday, and they, I guess, decided to release a statement about it. There was word that Robert Kraft his girlfriend had a baby.
Right.
But then you're like, okay, he's 74, had a baby. That happens.
Does.
But then they said, no.
You are not the father.
You are not the father.
You are not the father.
And Paul said,
He actually went on Maury?
He went on Maury?
Yeah.
Because that's what you associate it with, right? How many people walk around saying, you are not the father?
Well, I know I do.
All from Maury. That's what you want to hear most of the time.
Under those circumstances.
But I was thinking about, like, I say stuff from TV shows that I didn't even necessarily watch a lot.
Yeah, example?
Well, I guess I've seen it several times, but Simpsons, I'm constantly saying, do.
Well, I think the world of you. And you're very talented. But that one's a little bit better when they do it.
Yeah, that's the worst. And you
Right.
do pretty good impressions of a cartoon character. That's not an example of you doing one.
That's not the one. I can't tell which one is which. All right. Okay, I'll stay in that same vein then, all right?
Okay.
TV line, and I think you'll recognize this right away, and it will sound great. Ready?
Yep.
Come on down.
Oh, yeah.
You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. Now, are
That's
you
it.
Rod Roddy or are you the new guy?
I'm just telling
Drew
you,
Carey.
man.
No,
Or no, the voice
The
guy.
voiceover guy.
No, I'm
Who is the
Rod.
voice
I'm the
Roddy.
guy with the crazy coat.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Rod
yeah,
Roddy.
The dash of cancer. I'm that guy.
Oh, he did retire.
Yeah.
I'm super surprised that you did not pick Joey from Friends.
Right here on my list. No, not Joey. Not Joey. Here it is. We were on a break.
Yes. Right?
That's the one.
You do say that one all the time.
We were on a break.
Well,
but
you
I say
guys-
that in reference to a TV show. When I say come on down, it's like if somebody wants something from the refrigerator or something, I don't want to get it. Come on down. You know, you got that line is in the American psyche.
Well, you guys listening, what is your favorite line from a TV show? One that's super memorable, whether you watch the show or you just love the line. Share with us by calling 800-252-1025.
What is that guy's name again? Is it Kraft?
Maury? Oh, Bob Kraft.
Bob Kraft.
Bob Kraft has it. No, not Maury. Maury, who said about what, when we said he's not the dad, we played that clip from Maury.
Yeah.
Hey, you are not the father. And everybody immediately knew what that was. So I'm asking you, what is your favorite, most used, or interested in TV line? And then call us at 1-800-252-1025.
Let's talk to Ken in Seattle.
Hey, Ken.
Good morning. How you doing today?
We're all good, buddy. How are you?
I'm great.
Cool. What do you got for us?
Hey, you guys said Joey from Friends, and I love that line. I still say it to my wife of 30 years, but one of the most favorable lines from Friends that is used in my house is,
Oh.
My
God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. She was great, wasn't
Yeah.
she?
Absolutely.
She was fantastic. Thank you very much, Ken.
Let's talk to Matt in Olympia. What's your favorite line from a TV show?
Hey, Matt.
Good morning, you people.
What do you mean, you people?
I like Homer Simpson's. My favorite line is, "Oh, how come things that only happen to stupid people keep happening to me?"
Whoa.
All right.
That's good.
Remember you were doing...
I can't believe all the stupid things happen
Wow.
to me.
Okay. We didn't even need Matt to know you're terrible, but since Matt called to do a great one,
In 100 years, I could never guess what you were doing right now.
I thought hemorrhaging was what I was going with.
Yeah, a couple impressions I can do. I will go officially on the record and say Homer Simpson is not one of them.
What's Family Guy? You do the wife from Family Guy.
Oh, yeah.
You're great.
Peter, brush your teeth.
That's really good. I watch that show every day. I'm ashamed to admit.
Okay, and now who am I? Ozzy!
That's Sheeran.
Yeah.
That's Sheeran.
Yeah, they're very similar.
And that's a great quote from that show, too.
Ozzy.
Yeah.
Linda in Puyallup, your favorite line from TV?
It's not a TV show, it's a commercial. And it's anytime you drop a call or you start to drop a call, you say, "Can you hear me now?"
No, I
and
say...
no matter what you do, you can't not sound like the commercial.
No, you're absolutely right. The Can You Hear Me Now thing.
Good.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Yeah, that is... I say that in my everyday life. Can you hear me now?
Yep. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Linda? Can you hear me now?
Can we stop hearing you now?
Thanks, Linda.
Thanks, Linda.
Let's hear from Randy in Newcastle. What is your favorite line from a TV show?
Hey, Randy.
Hey, hello, peoples.
Hello, peoples.
What up, buddy?
What do you got for us?
Well, I did this the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact. My son, 26 years old, said something to me, and I went, "You bet your sweet bippy."
All right, real quick, Randy, I got to ask my friends and compadres, do you guys all recognize that?
No.
I don't.
Oh, man, that's from Laughing.
Oh.
You bet your sweet bibby. Sock it to me. That's what he says. Only Randy and I know quality TV.
Tracy in Lakewood, your favorite line from a TV show?
Hey, how you guys doing?
It's all good, man. What do you got?
Okay, Inspector Gadget. There was that. I think it was a guy or the lady that said it. I mean, and I say it every time I get past, but it's go Gadget.
Go, gadget fingers.
Yeah. I hate to be the one to break this to you, man. You've got one too many goes.
Yeah, it's go Gadget.
It's not go Gadget.
Yeah.
Just go Gadget.
And it's go Gadget legs, go Gadget arms. Yeah.
I don't know why I chose fingers. That was a little weird.
That was a little weird.
What are you doing with your gadget?
I can't tell you on the air. Mike in Sultan, what is your favorite line from a TV show?
Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Stinky Sexy Abaducci.
Good morning, Mike. How the hell are you?
I'm doing good. How the hell are you?
Very well. What do you got for us?
Mine is, it's also a Simpsons one. It's, I didn't do it, nobody saw me do it, and you can't prove anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one, all right.
Definitely. I've said that a couple times.
All right, I'm going to throw one in there, and everybody theoretically is going to go, "Oh, yeah, I remember that. I can't not remember that." Ready? You get a car. You get a car. You get a car.
Everybody gets a car.
But that starts with you get a car.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that nobody has said Brady Bunch. Maybe that's because it's a sensitive subject for you.
Marsha.
Yeah. Marsha.
Is that a sensitive subject with me? Do you just say stupid crap?
You fought one of the guys and then threw him off a cliff in a movie?
Everybody gave me money for every one of those things. Bring me more.
Marsha.
Marsha. That's a sensitive subject.
Marsha.
Yeah.
How about...
Hey, don't play that so often, man. That's a sensitive subject.
Are you kidding, man?
Danny,
I'm trying.
Danny is obsessed with being obsessed. Yeah, church lady.
Or radio, which was Felix the Cat from years ago.
Yeah, did that catch on enough for, like, if you're saying or is the bathroom that way? Radio.
I don't know.
Yeah, kind of. I recognize it the second I say it. I think about it.
Our friend Dave in Federal Way.
Hey, what's up, Dave?
Half a day from Guam, guys. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Well, actually, half a day from Guam, guys, should be in a commercial, too. That'll be a good one, huh?
Yeah, boy, that'd be awesome.
That'll be our favorite line from our TV show.
But anyway, Rich Rollins from Fast and Loud. Woo! Get you some of that.
Get you some of that. I would have never thought of that in a million years, but I kind of love it. And that guy, with his lousy little charm and good looks, has turned a $100,000 career into a $25 million career. He's just all over TV. National Dodge spots. And by saying things like, woo, get you some of that. That's his thing, man.
So many Simpsons ones have come up, but every single time we get Top Pot, I have to say it.
What?
Donuts.
Donuts. All right, here's one that's obviously near and dear to my heart, and then I guess everybody's heart. Here's Johnny.
Yeah.
That's not a bad one.
Great one.
Paul, what is it for you?
What you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about, Willis?
I'm also obsessed. No, I'm not obsessed. I hate that guy. It hurts me.
That's a sensitive subject.
Tori, do you have a favorite line from a TV show?
Lucy, you got some splaining to do.
Oh, yeah.
That's the worst Ricky Ricardo I ever heard.
Well, hey, I'm not a boy, so.
Great line.
That made my Homer Simpson
Yes.
sound
awesome. Thanks for helping out, Sarah.
Oh, you're welcome.
What about SNL?
What about it?
Live from New York, it's Saturday night.
And live from New York, it's Saturday
I mean,
night.
that's one of the biggest ones.
But how often do you say that in
Once
like
a week
normal
tops.
conversation? Yeah.
I say it every Saturday night. Yo, in Olympia.
Yo, what the hell is happening?
What's up, Debo?
What do you got?
Well, my favorite line is from that 70s show, and I use it when I'm in traffic frequently. Dumbass.
Oh, yeah.
I say that a lot, and I didn't even know it was from that 70s
Oh, yeah,
show.
it is a catchphrase from that show.
I say Danger Will Robinson all
Yeah,
the time.
sure.
That's way before my time.
It's just weird situations, too. Danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah.
I love
you're
that
like,
line.
My name's not Will, or Robinson.
Or Robinson.
I like to make soup for dinner, and then as I'm serving it to people, say, no soup for you.
Oh, that's a good
From
one.
Seinfeld.
How was that the first Seinfeld one that came up?
Yeah.
No soup for you.
What are the other Seinfeld ones? Because I imagine you're right. I just can't think of them.
It's not a pick. It's just a scratch. It was just a.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
just a
yeah.
scratch.
Just
It's not-
knows one.
It's not a pick.
No, I'm sorry. What's the deal? Right there.
What is the deal?
What's the deal? Derek, what is it for you? A memorable TV line.
So one of my favorite shows of all time is 24, and anyone who has watched multiple episodes will definitely recognize the line, "Damn it, Chloe! Damn it, Tony! Damn it, everyone on the show! Damn it, damn it, damn it!"
Yep. Damn it, Derek!
Damn it, Derek.
On 405 southbound as you approach Highway 520 in Bellevue, there was an earlier accident, but you're still gonna see some stop and go traffic. About a 40-minute delay right now. In Tacoma on I-5 northbound as you approach Portland Avenue, also an earlier accident that has been cleared. Not as bad a traffic there, maybe about a 15-minute delay due to some stop and go traffic. It's never too late to plan that perfect spring getaway. This Aer Lingus, Ireland's airline, invites you to discover Europe this spring. Fly from SeaTac to Dublin and connect to 25 European destinations, including Rome, Paris, and Amsterdam. Smart flies Aer Lingus. That's www.airlingus.com. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Are you ready to get engaged? You need to go to Shane Company. But before you do that, shop around. Go see what is in other stores. Go see how you get treated in other stores and what the price points are, and then go to Shane Company because the difference will amaze you. That's how confident they are. That's how confident I am that you are going to have a better experience at Shane Company. They're a direct importer, so Shane Company is going to offer the best value on engagement rings and loose stones. So if you want to save money and get a spectacular ring, more ring for your money, Shane Company is the place to go. And the customer service is so much better. I have been to plenty of jewelry stores and I always go back to Shane Company. And that's why I encourage you to do the same. The salespeople don't work on commission. They're going to help you find a beautiful ring in your budget. And all the rings are unique and beautiful. They'll help you find the style that is what you are looking for within your budget. Shop at the store in Linwood or online at shaneco.com. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business, Shane Company.
It's Friday, and I'm Tori with your weather report brought to you by Taco Bell. We're looking at cloudy skies this morning. It's going to be highs in the mid-40s. Some sun should be coming out later today, which will last until Saturday. The weekend's actually shaping up to be pretty pleasant. It'll have partly cloudy skies and highs near the 50s. Mornings will still be cool with lows near 35. Taco Bell, have you seen the trailer for Web of Fries? You need to. While the movie is shrouded in mystery, Taco Bell's new $1 nacho fries covered in Mexican spices and dipped in warm nacho cheese sauce are very real and delicious. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
Residents of a Puyallup apartment complex are being warned to shelter in place this morning as police responded to an armed suspect barricaded inside of one unit. The incident began about 6:30 this morning. Police responded to a domestic violence call at the Glenbrook Apartments on 43rd Avenue in Puyallup. It is believed that the victim got out and is safe, but the suspect is still in the apartment and refusing to come out. He is believed to be alone and armed. You are being asked to stay away from that area.
You know what else that guy is doing?
What?
Getting madder at that girl, at that lady.
Yeah.
Look what you made me do. Look what's happening because of you. That's what stupid guys with guns and especially domestic, they always think it's the girl's fault that they somehow made you do that stuff.
Investigators say an overnight blaze at an Olympia home was sparked by a heater for the residents' pet tarantulas.
Huh?
You got to keep your tarantula cozy.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Firefighters responded to the home on Cherry Street just after midnight. They had received reports of flames and smoke in the second floor. They were able to contain the blaze, but the damage is about $10,000. They at first thought that the fire was started by an overheated curling iron, but were able to later confirm that it was the heater in a cage for 2 pet tarantulas. One did not survive.
Aww.
But one did.
Is that the good news? There's a really hot tarantula running around with no place to go?
Well, the tarantula was saved. One of them burned.
Oh, so they got it. It didn't just get out.
No, yeah, one of them died.
I was worried about that this morning.
Your pet tarantula?
No, because I care about your lives. I could not get my hair to be less unruly. So I grabbed Amy's hairdryer and started drying my hair, and that didn't work out for me. But I went to put it away, and I could see down the little tubey thing. It was glowing.
Oh.
It did not seem safe to put under the sink. I don't know if we even have a smoke alarm in our bedroom. I mean, I assume we do. It's a reasonable.
I hope so.
I don't know. But anyway, so I looked at it, and I thought, well, this is dangerous. And then I put it in there, and I left.
So you don't care about everyone's life that much, do you?
I have tarantulas to look out for, Paul.
I get why these people had I get why they had a heater for their tarantula.
Right.
Why did their tarantula have a curling iron? Doesn't make any sense
Have you
to me.
seen the hair on those legs?
Yeah.
They should have had a razor.
A 26-year-old man is in jail following a threat yesterday that there was a bomb in every school in Ephrata. The resident, Aaron Stetner, was taken into custody yesterday afternoon after allegedly admitting to sending out this threat via email just before 10 a.m. Police said this was sent to the high school, saying that in this email, every school in this city has bombs.
So he didn't even put in the effort of actually sending one to every school.
And there's
he
only
sent
2.
one that says, hey, at every school within the sound of my voice, there's a bomb or some such thing.
They, of course, were cautious and did a search. There were no bombs, and this man has now been jailed.
Where was this?
Ephrata.
Well, of course, they're afraid of. There's bombs in all their schools.
That's a
There's
place
not. That sounds like a threat that you just made.
No, there's not. There's totally not.
Is Ephrata one of those weird places you go?
We vacation there. Yeah. It's a
Heck,
tiny
what do you
little
mean
nowhere
vacation?
town. Holiday's family is there. Most of her family
Going
is
to
over
see
in that
your
area,
family's not a vacation.
Yeah, well.
They make a vacation out of it by going to the dairy farms.
You know what?
Yeah,
I think it's cool. It's very wholesome. Like I said, good, clean fun. I'm a fan of that stuff.
According to a new study that has been done, Amazon, thanks to a complex system of credits and deferments, will not pay any federal income taxes for 2017 after topping $5.6 billion in income.
And they won't pay any taxes.
It's credits and deferments. It's something to do with the 10K form and this analysis.
Oh, now I get it.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
It's
And
complicated.
haven't we been talking about how Bezos, at least publicly, doesn't seem to give his money to anyone?
Right.
Doesn't seem to help anybody.
Not
And
even the
doesn't pay his
government.
taxes.
But I mean, that's the thing that Warren Buffett was talking about. Like, if you do your books just right, he pays less taxes than his secretary.
Right.
Well, Bezos pays way less taxes than his secretary.
The wine grape harvest here in Washington state last year totaled 227,000 tons, which sounds great.
It does.
And grape. But it is not. It's actually down 16% from the previous year. The Grape Crush report is showing that the harvest was a little bit larger than 2015, but smaller than 2016. Cabernet Sauvignon, still the top producing variety, followed by Chardonnay.
So all of these, because I recognize those as names of wines,
Yeah.
Chardonnay
They're
and
grapes.
Cabernet Sauvignon, they're also called that when you grow them?
It's a type of grape.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So Cabernet Sauvignon, Chardonnay, Syrah, Riesling, Merlot, those are the top ones that we produce. But a lot of people don't realize that Washington is only second to California in the production of premium wines and has more than 940 wineries.
Wow, look at us go.
It's Washington Wine Month.
Is it really?
That's why I've been drinking all morning.
And isn't it beer week too? Or there was like a Washington beer open house week or
That's
something?
why I've been drinking beer all morning.
Yeah.
There's also pot week.
Right,
which I
yeah.
think is going
We're pretty
on.
good at giving people a buzz.
They won't get a whole week, but it's heroin Thursdays. So that's coming up.
A community college in Eugene, Oregon is being overrun by wild turkeys. Now, according to Lane Community
whiskey?
College, what?
Not the whiskey.
No, these are gangster turkeys. That's what they're calling them.
What's a gangster turkey or a gangsta turkey?
It's a gangsta. A gangsta turkey has been roaming around campus. A group of turkeys is called a gang.
Gaggle.
A gaggle.
Gang?
A gang.
Oh, I got a gaggle.
I thought a
That's
gaggle.
geese.
Oh,
Gaggle
yeah.
is
It's
she's
more
right.
than one thing. And there's another thing
Yeah.
besides geese that are gaggles, aren't there?
I
A
thought
group of
turkeys.
grandmothers, I believe, are gaggles.
A gang of turkeys, and they said that these ones are actually misbehaving.
A flamboyance.
And they are leaving number 2 everywhere. They're not afraid of humans, so they're calling them not a gang, they're calling them gangsters. And they're trying to figure out how they can humanely curb the problem of giant turkeys everywhere.
A shotgun on
Yeah,
to do it.
eat 'em.
Yeah.
Wild turkeys? I thought you didn't like to eat turkeys.
Sure, yeah. No, yeah. You definitely eat turkeys.
No. It's I think you're thinking of roosters that are gamey
Oh,
and
I am.
stringy.
So you can eat a wild turkey will be just like Thanksgiving?
Yeah, you're not going to get as much meat on it, but yeah. People hunt and eat wild turkey all the time.
Yeah.
Well, get on down there and take care of the problem, Paul.
Okay.
Stop grousing.
Yeah, Paul. I get it. I have said I've been drinking all morning.
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah. That would explain a lot.
But somehow I thought this job might work out for Derek. The Vancouver Police Department.
Well, this one's not working out for me.
Hopefully the next one pays better.
Almost all of them will.
Well, the Vancouver Police Department is looking for people who like to drink early in the morning and like free pizza and don't mind doing a couple of one-leg stands.
So everyone except for that last thing, that is weird, but the
Yeah, but
first
I'll
two
do
is
it.
everyone, yeah.
They're looking for volunteer drinkers to head to the police station, get a little bit drunk, and then undergo the exam.
Yeah.
And eat pizza.
I did
Yep.
this on the air in Philly before I knew you.
Mhm.
I got legally drunk and it was tested to see if you could do certain tasks. I forget what they were because I was drunk.
Well, in this case, they're trying to get new recruits up to snuff on conducting sobriety tests. So you'll go to the police station, you get drunk, then you need to do an eye exam, a walk and turn test, a one-leg stand test.
And then you have to say fierce at the end of the walk and turn.
Afterwards, you get free pizza for lunch, and then they will drive you home.
Nice.
You need to be between the ages of 24 and 60, no medical concerns. So if you have you take medicine that wouldn't mix with alcohol, then you can't, but they would like you to RSVP on their website.
Where is this?
Vancouver.
Oh, they're not going to drive us home.
Yeah.
But they'll drive us back to the hotel if we go down there and stay there.
How far is that drive?
It's a couple of hours.
All right. Let's
Which
spend the
one?
night.
Which drive? From Vancouver back here?
Vancouver, Washington.
That's at
right?
least 3 hours. Oh, 3 at the Vancouver, Washington.
Yes.
It's us.
It's us.
Because I thought the Mounties would have to ride us on their horses.
President Donald Trump yesterday suggested using the death penalty on drug dealers to address the opioid epidemic.
That was awful, man.
You mean President Duterte, right?
He's quoting Duterte. He said he didn't say him by name, but he said, some countries, the drug problem has gone way down because they kill them. That's what he said.
Crazy.
Well, there are reports that he had been praising Singapore, who do mandate the death penalty for their drug traffickers. But his quote from yesterday was, "We have pushers and drug dealers. They are killing hundreds and hundreds of people. If you shoot one person, they give you life. They give you the death penalty. These people can kill 2,000 to 3,000 people and nothing happens to them. Some countries have very, very tough penalties. The ultimate penalty. And by the way, they have much less of a drug problem than we do.
Much less. Singapore, much less.
Yep. Now, he hasn't gone any further to explain if he would like to push that forward, but that was something he bandied about.
But by the way, unlike Duarte, they rarely kill you in Singapore. They say they're going to kill you. And they kill some people. It's not like it's beneath them or above them. They do kill some people sometimes. But if Paul's got some heroin, he's sneaking in. And it says on the walls, there's pictures of a guy hung, and it says, we'll kill drug dealers and things like that. They rarely do.
Well, and in Singapore, too, people are pretty terrified because they do put you in prison.
Yeah.
Everybody has jobs, and they watch everything you do. There are cameras everywhere. And life is good, so why rock the boat?
Because I want drugs.
Let's go to Thailand.
But I mean, maybe this would make sense to you if you went to a country that had no alcohol. Well, I'd like some alcohol. Well, terrible things will happen and you're stuck there. Then somebody goes, I know where to get alcohol. You go for it. Me, I'm an around the board, across the board addict. Whatever you say I can't have, I need 3 of.
Ben Carson is the head of the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD. He's in a little bit of trouble today because he was trying to redo his office. And it turns out redoing the HUD offices involved $31,000 worth of a dining table, chairs, a hutch, and a sideboard.
That's it?
Yes.
You didn't even get Starsky for that kind of money?
$31,000.
Yeah, a hutch.
No, I understood. It's very funny.
When did we do it?
That was good.
Well, good. Let's continue to talk about it.
Wow, that was really funny.
And you don't have a star on the Hollywood
That's
Walk of
crazy.
Fame.
I'll bet he does.
Yeah. Both of them.
Bastards.
Well, not Ben Carson.
No, he has a dining room set.
A Florida artist says he has submitted paperwork to the Guinness Book of World Records to have his hat recognized. He is a self-described milliner.
Hey, look, it's a hat.
Maker.
Yeah, I recognize it.
18 feet 9 inches.
That's a big hat.
That's how big his hat is. It would easily best the current record, which is 9 feet 9 inches. They're all obsessed with 9 inches. 18 feet 9 inch tall hat. He said it took him 7 weeks to make. It features real peacock feathers, rhinestones, ribbons, and a bird decoration. And after he gets in the world record books, he will put it on display.
Where is it now?
On his head.
He can wear it?
It has to be wearable for it to be in the Guinness Book of World Records.
You wouldn't be able to walk. You'd fall over, right?
Certainly not under bridges. That'd be stupid. And I mean Todd Bridges. It's so weird.
He's a pretty weird-looking fella with his gigantic hat.
Todd, he's all right.
Why are you obsessed with different strokes today? That's when you're supposed to say, what you talk about, Willis?
I was supposed to say that, and I didn't.
A Maine man has been arrested.
Was it my Maine
My
man?
Maine man. It's my Maine man.
For the second time in a year, on charges of leading police on a chase in a stolen U-Haul. I don't know why he keeps getting U-Haul trucks, but he does. And then the cops try to get him.
Nobody will help him move.
Yeah.
This poor guy.
He's got to move because he keeps getting arrested.
He
Nobody
knows,
wants him around.
he knows like 8 guys with a pickup truck, but none of them will meet up on a Saturday and help him move.
Lots of people have taken a late night Uber ride.
Sure.
Times you take the late night Uber ride because you've been consuming alcohol.
Is that the noon thing, like the walk of shame, the late night Uber ride?
No, it means you don't want to drink and drive, so you drunkenly get into an Uber to safely
So
take you
one's
home.
good and one's allegedly bad. Although I like seeing chicks doing the walk of shame.
One man got the drunken Uber ride of a lifetime. He was hanging out with his friends in West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in New Jersey, but was visiting some pals. He's hanging out in West Virginia. He got loaded at the bar and called an Uber, and he thought it was taking him back to his friend's house in West Virginia. It turns out it was taking him home to New Jersey.
No, he must have asked for this. So that
It's all digital.
Right.
He thought he put in the address in West Virginia. It went to the default location, which was 300 miles away.
I bet there's a thing where you can just push "Take me home."
Yep.
And it's
sure.
It's already got your address pre-programmed.
Well, he got the bill. He blacked out, wakes up, and he is in New Jersey. And he said, "Oh my gosh, Becky, what am I doing home? $1,635."
Wow. That's outlandish,
And
man.
that's before tip.
Yeah, exactly. Which you can do now.
He also got penalties because he was passed out and the driver didn't have any money for tolls, so they sped through tolls. And so he's going to wind up owing even more.
He
when
has
gets
to
the
pay
bill.
those? I think the driver has to pay those.
Driver
No.
didn't have any money and couldn't wake him up.
But I think that whoever it is that needs you to go through tolls has to pay the tolls.
Right, but the penalty for just skipping through it, for the driver saying, "Oh,
Right.
I'm just going to blow through it."
They can't charge you. They're going to have to charge the driver, right?
So he tried to reason with Uber, and they said, "This is what you put in, dude."
Yeah.
And he's now agreed to pay it.
Cool.
That's an expensive drunk night out.
Most of them are.
An airline passenger was unruly on a flight. It sounds like a lot of stories
Yeah,
we've
sure
started
does.
recently. This was a guy who was trying to fly from Cincinnati to Charlotte, North Carolina. American Airlines. He was misbehaving on the flight before takeoff, and they said, "Okay, you're going to have to get off this plane." So he did, and then also proceeded to take off his clothes and run around the tarmac.
You got to admire it.
Now, the flight was only delayed about 40 minutes, but a lot of people say they were videoing and filming, and it wound up being quite entertaining.
Yeah.
It's Friday.
I know what that means.
It's time for the Friday Fun Fact. It's National Pig Day.
National Pig Day.
A couple of fun facts about pigs. An adult pig can run 11 miles an hour.
Wow, that's a fast pig.
It's a 7-minute mile.
Wow.
That's faster than most humans can run.
Faster than this human can run.
A pig's squeal can be as loud as 115 decibels, which is 3 decibels higher than the sound of a supersonic airliner.
They're loud.
They recommend you wear headphones because they squeal so loud.
Doing what? What are we doing with a pig that you need to wear headphones?
I was thinking like Paul feeding them.
Yeah, anytime you
feeding
go
them?
near them, really, they start squealing.
You know, when you're going to feed them the dead body that you just tried to
You know,
chop
that's
up.
not all pigs.
I think it is all I mean, you don't put a dead body in with all pigs.
But as they start to stink and decay, normal pigs will eat them.
Yeah, you don't eat anything.
All right,
really,
how
anything.
about intentionally killing a guy?
I mean, if they're super hungry, if nobody's fed them.
Well, then my whole opinion about pigs has changed recently.
I mean, they're sweet animals if they're in the right situation.
All
and
right,
well
tell us
taken
about
care
their
of.
wieners.
I'll tell you about their sweat glands. Oftentimes,
different.
people say you're sweating like a pig.
Yeah.
Turns out they don't. They hardly have any sweat glands, and they just wallow around in mud to cool down. They don't actually sweat like pigs.
Oh, I'm
Pigs don't
totally
sweat like pigs.
Disappointed in pigs.
Pigs don't sweat.
You got to keep them cool too, because if it gets hot, because they don't sweat, they have a hard time regulating their own temperature.
Oh, and they don't pant like a dog.
No, they don't.
They don't.
Why are you giving him evil eye?
I wasn't. I was giving him eye. I didn't know all this stuff about pigs. Now I know stuff about pigs. You can tell me about their wieners yet?
Well, why do you want to know about pig wieners?
Because they're curly and
Because
it's
they're curly
funny.
like their tail.
I don't need to give you that fun fact.
How do you
already
not
have
want to know
it.
that? That's like the
I
most
do
awesome
know it.
pig
I'm trying
fact.
not to talk about wieners.
Now you've decided you're not going to talk about wieners. Well, this show's going to get shorter.
Hey guys, guess what?
What?
It's Friday.
I know what that means.
It's a free whiskey Friday.
Free Whiskey Friday.
Whiskey Friday.
You are listening for the special Whiskey Rocks sound, and when you hear it, be caller 10 to win a pair of tickets that you could wear.
You could wear it if you want.
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh gosh, I think we should hear that whiskey sound any second now.
Yeah, anytime.
This traffic report is brought to you by Taco Bell. In Renton on I-405 northbound at 30th Street, the road is partially blocked due to an overturned vehicle. And in Seattle on Highway 99, northbound at Royal Brom Way, there's an accident there that's currently blocking the left lane. Have you seen the trailer for Web of Fries? You need to. While the movie is shrouded in mystery, Taco Bell's new $1 nacho fries, covered in Mexican spices and dipped in warm nacho cheese sauce, are very real and delicious. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
In music news, one super fan of Ozzy Osbourne, he's from Canada. His name is Josh Cook. His car was stolen while he was delivering pizzas. He found it about a week later, but it was damaged beyond repair. And he had lost his job, lost his car insurance, lost his prize CD collection that was in the car.
Oh, no.
And there is a good end to this story. A couple of people noticed it on social media. You know, he posted to Facebook. He was super devastated. It got back to Zach Wilde, and he and his buddy Ozzy Osbourne decided to surprise this fan. They sent him a Black Label Society gift bag, an Ozzy gift bag, all of the discs that both bands have. So Black Label Society, Black Sabbath,
Okay,
Ozzy.
that's a band. I didn't know. I was going to ask you.
Yep. And they sent him all of this stuff to replace his CD collection, and he had all brand new swag.
That's super neat.
That's really cool. He can take those CDs and not play them in his car that he still doesn't have on the way to his job that he still doesn't have.
Well, he had such confidence he was able to get another job, saved up his money, and now does have a car with a CD player.
Wow, this guy
How
works
fast.
fast.
Does he, yeah. How fast did he get a job? Like, getting a job is one thing. Saving up to buy a car is a different thing. What's he do?
Pizza delivery, Danny.
Okay, I'm fine. Whatever.
Well, we don't want you to miss one of the biggest nights in music. The iHeartRadio Music Awards are happening next Sunday night from the Forum in LA. We also want to make it easy for you to experience it by sending you to the show on us. You are listening for the new keyword and your cue to text. You could win airfare, deluxe hotel accommodations, and tickets to the show.
Yeah, you could go to the show on us or take a plane. One of those things will get you.
One of them will get you there faster.
Faster.
Today is the last day to win, but you've got chances throughout the day. We had a couple already this morning, so keep listening.
Buffett. Sorry, Paul was trying to work out one of his famous new contests in front of me, and I don't think it works as well as you think.
We're going to do Jimmy Buffett, Warren Buffett, or Old Country Buffett.
It's America. It's Buffett. You're fine. I don't know why we can't play that. It seems like genius.
Yeah. But we already gave away our Jimmy Buffett tickets.
It doesn't make it not worth doing.
But tune in next week at 7:20 to see what stupidity will come out of the airwaves.
A controversial new interview in which O.J. Simpson talks hypothetically about how he might have murdered Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman will finally air.
If I did it, which I probably did. That's the full title, right?
But didn't he write a book like this?
Yeah, If I Did It. That was the name of the book.
This is an interview, and it's going to be aired during a 2-hour special at 8 p.m. March 11th. He gave this interview 12 years ago to author Judith Reagan, who helped him write the book, If I Did It. Fox opted not to air it because affiliates balked, said they didn't want to air it. It was too controversial. But during this, he talks about his hypothetical account and speaks of an unnamed accomplice who was with him that night.
Al Callings.
Or his son. That's what the latest conspiracy theory is, so to speak. I don't know what else.
So weird.
An unnamed accomplice who would have been with him if he did.
Right.
Yeah. Chip and Joanna Gaines have a new series coming out on HGTV. It's called Fixer Upper Behind the Design.
I thought those guys retired or something.
They retired their show.
Didn't they get divorced?
No.
Or that's the other people.
No,
Flip or
that's
Flop.
Flip or Flop.
Yeah.
Because he ran in his underwear into the woods with a gun.
Yes.
That's terrible and it's sad, Paul. Damn you.
It is. I like that show, though. She's hot.
You know what? She's hot because she's on TV. Without being on TV, she dresses provocatively. She's okay.
Yeah, she's hot, like I said.
Yeah, like you said, she's hot.
The first of these episodes will air Tuesday, April 10th at 8 p.m.
You know what I like about their show?
Because
I'm not a big fan. I didn't even know those two existed until all the things about them retiring and for their church or whatever the hell it was. That they put a full-size picture of the house they fixed in its original condition, and they go 1, 2, 3, and then pull the sides apart, and then there's the house. Pretty cool. It's a good reveal because that's the main thing in these shows is the reveal.
Kristen Wiig is in talks to play the villain in Wonder Woman 2. She would play the role of Cheetah. This will once again reunite Gal Gadot and director Patty Jenkins.
I wish she'd move to France and have that T removed. It's stupid. Gal Gadot.
Alec Baldwin and Donald Trump are at it again.
Yeah.
Early this morning, Donald Trump took to Twitter to fire off a tweet attacking Alec Baldwin's portrayal of him on SNL.
Right.
He removed it afterwards because it was riddled with spelling errors.
That's a problem. But that means that he's actually typing them out.
Yeah.
Because I dictate my stuff into my computer, and there's words that don't belong there, but they're never misspelled.
It's Alex Baldwin instead of Alec, and he misspells the word dying. And
Y in it or something?
Dieing.
Wow, I could have gotten better than that.
I was trying to think, do I know how to spell that word? I know to not spell it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a nasty kind of back and forth. And at one point he says, Donald Trump, bring back Daryl Hammond, funnier and a far greater talent.
Well, I might agree with that. In the impersonation world, Daryl Hammond was great, but Alec Baldwin's a real talent. He's the real deal. And by the way, if you want to get mad about Donald Trump impersonations, just turn on your TV. Everybody does. Because apparently you have to go, I'm the greatest of all time. There, I got one right there. That's the best one I got.
And oftentimes the part that's funny about the Donald Trump impersonations, it's not Alec Baldwin, it's
right.
Donald Trump. They're saying the words you said the day before. Like, that's it. They're quoting you.
Let's take a look at sports. Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY, 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Well, it looks like the NHL expansion team could indeed come to Seattle because yesterday all of you fans came out in full force.
Yeah.
They reached the ticket goal of 10,000 tickets in 12 minutes. Something it took the last expansion team 6 weeks to do.
That's crazy. And congratulations to us. I like saying that, by the way. Congratulations to us. We're awesome.
Before they came and talked to us, they had 0 season ticket deposits.
That is completely true. That's a factual statement, my friend.
Afterwards, 25,000. They're going to have to double the size of Key Arena now because of us.
They're also going to have to get seats with our names on them.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the Seahawks, according to ESPN, are shopping defensive lineman Michael Bennett. They have hopes of training him. Training him?
Yeah.
Rating
Well, he's
him.
got to do something different now.
He's going to play hockey.
Yesterday in baseball, the Mariners lost to the Royals 4-3. Today, in just about 3 hours, they will be playing the Brewers. Why are you guys snorting and making
We're having you're so good and entertaining. We're having a little fun listening to you.
Enjoying
I don't believe you.
Danny's saying things in his head that he can't say on the radio.
But I'm letting it be clear with my facial expressions what those things might be. Paul interprets them as he will, and I laughed.
Let me see that facial expression. Oh, you can't do that on the radio.
See? Oh, you.
Whiskey Rocks is 1 week from tomorrow.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm super excited. This is inside the Terrace Club at Safeco Field. It's really fun to be inside the ballpark, and it's really fun to be drinking whiskeys and bourbons from around the world with my friends. Like Tori and Derek.
They're coming too. I thought we were going to be there.
It's a race sometimes.
We will all be there, the whole show. The entire station will be there hanging out with you guys. Buy your tickets now, whiskeyrocksnw.com. So don't forget about this because it's sold out. You know, sometimes you just say, oh, I'll buy the tickets later.
Right.
It's sold out all
VIP
3 years.
are gone. And the VIP tickets, for those who think, oh, man, they're just, you can get there an hour early, right? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah.
So you're going to go, you're going to have a great time, and then the doors open at whatever time they open. But I would highly recommend, from my experiences the last 2 times, these are really fun. You should get your tickets.
And congratulations to Alejandro in Linwood, who won his tickets, but those tickets are now gone, so you have to go buy them.
Right.
whiskeyrocksnw.com.
You can't play buffet, and buffet. Or no, Buffett, and Buffett.
Buffett, and buffet.
Do you guys smell toast?
Yeah.
And it smells great.
It's good.
The Sounders advance in the CONCACAF tournament. They had a 4-0 victory over Santa Tecla yesterday, and they begin their MLS season Sunday against new club LAFC. 2 p.m. start time, CenturyLink Field. Go Sounders!
Go Sounders!
In college hoops action, that NCAA women's tournament is still happening at Key Arena. Unfortunately, UW and WSU both lost yesterday. The first game time today is 11:30. And last night in men's hoops action, UW beat Oregon State 79-77. WSU beat Oregon 78-76. And tomorrow, UW versus Oregon 1:30, WSU versus Oregon State 3:30, Seattle U versus Utah Valley 6 p.m. It's Friday.
We know. It's very clearly Friday.
Friday means we've got new movies in
yeah.
theaters. All right, we got a lot of movies opening up today. Starting with Death Wish.
Death Wish.
Death Wish.
Death Wish is a remake. It stars Bruce Willis, Vincent D'Onofrio, Elizabeth Shue. This is directed by Eli Roth, who is known for horror movies.
And looks pretty good, by the way. I think it looks really good.
That's a real cast.
Yeah. And I was a big fan of the Death Wish series with Charles Bronson, which nobody expected to do the kind of business it did. And then I think they made 3 of them. He made these movies until he was 60 or something.
Well, this time around, Bruce Willis stars as a doctor, a surgeon who sees the aftermath of his city's violence as it is all rushed into this ER until his wife and college-age daughter are viciously attacked in their suburban home. The police are overloaded with other crimes. He seeks out revenge against criminals and starts to kill them all.
Yeah, kill them all.
All right, Derek, what are the reviewers saying about Death Wish?
I think Bruce Willis's career has a death wish. 16% right.
Oh, man.
I thought just the commercials alone looked better than that.
I thought it looked pretty good.
I think that explains why I'm positive I saw a trailer for this movie like 2 years ago, and it's just now coming out.
Oh, that could be why.
I guess it didn't test well.
Usually Bruce Willis has success when he refers to somebody as a mother father. You know, remember that in the first Die Hard? Everyone, oh my God, he said that. Well, he says it in this one. Apparently not
Should
well
be
enough.
better.
We've got another movie opening up, which is called Red Sparrow. Stars Jennifer Lawrence, Joel Edgerton, Mary Louise Parker, Jeremy Irons. This is a hugely successful book that they are now making into a movie, and Jennifer Lawrence
I'm with
takes
you, man.
her
I hate
clothes
books.
off.
Oh, but Jennifer Lawrence takes her
Just
clothes
the
off.
hot chick with the boobs doing a Russian accent for the whole movie. Just irks me.
Well, that's the plot.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes, the reviewers, what are they saying about Red Sparrow, Derek?
It feels like you just got pooped on by a sparrow. 52% right.
All right, cool. It looked terrible to me.
Not getting good reviews. We've got a horror suspense movie coming out called They Remain.
Oh, They Remain.
2 scientists are set into the wilderness by a company eager to examine and exploit the bizarre impact of a murderous cult on the land it once occupied. This is also based on a very popular book. What are the reviewers saying about They Remain?
You'll remain glued to your seat for so long you'll go potty in your popcorn bucket. 67% fresh.
I have questions. Yeah. What is it about this movie being good that makes you poop in your popcorn?
You won't be able to leave the seat,
All
Danny.
right, I got it.
He couldn't even get through that without laughing.
They'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll poop in your popcorn.
Right. That's totally what I was just thinking. You.
I'm pretty sure he said potty in the popcorn.
Yeah, right.
Just saying.
Nobody's going to pee in their popcorn.
We've got a
That's
rated R
gross.
movie. Rated R drama comedy movie coming out called Foxtrot. The 2 characters are devastated when an army official comes to their home to announce the death of their son. While his sedated wife rests, Michael spirals into a whirlwind of anger. Well, doesn't that sound like an uplifting movie?
Yeah.
Foxtrot, what are the reviewers saying?
Oh, it's better than the Waltz and the Charleston combined. 98% fresh.
Wow.
98%?
98% better than the Tango.
Mohawk is a movie that is a thriller action. After her tribe sets an American camp ablaze, a young Mohawk warrior finds herself being pursued by a contingent of military renegades set on revenge. What do the reviewers have to say about Mohawk?
Everybody loves a guy with a huge hawk. 91% fresh.
Some of his best work today.
I know. See, he's on fire, not literally, but you know what I'm saying.
I have a tear in my eye. We've got one more. The Vanishing of Sydney Hall.
Oh,
A
yeah.
mystery, rated R.
That guy.
This stars Elle Fanning, Kyle Chandler, Michelle Monaghan, and Nathan Lane. After publishing a best-selling novel based on the death of one of his high school classmates, the writer finds himself catapulted into fame. His relationships start to fall apart until he disappears without a trace. What are the reviewers saying about The Vanishing of Sydney Hall?
I wish I could do so many drugs this movie would vanish from my memory. 13% right.
Wow, that's bad. God.
Wow, thank you very much, Derek.
Let me just tell you this, Derek. You don't actually have to see a bad movie to take lots of drugs. You
You can just do it in general? You're the
yeah.
expert.
Well, if you're interested in these movies, all of the trailers are up at KZOK.com.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up for the day, I want to remind you guys to join
bummer,
me.
because I want to say, you know who takes tons of drugs? And now I can't.
You can still say
Nah,
that.
it's too late.
I want to remind you guys to come visit me at the Northgate Cricket Wireless Store Sunday from noon till 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a chance for you to win tickets to see Pearl Jam at Safeco Field, so you can come on in and register for those. Also, the United Way will be on site helping you, again, file your taxes for free. So if you didn't come out this past Sunday, come visit. The Northgate Cricket Wireless is on 829 Northeast Northgate Way, Sunday from noon till 2.
You know who always cheats on his taxes every year?
I can't believe he hasn't been locked up yet. That's why they call him the Silver Fox, because he got such a dashing attitude, they don't put him in jail. Anyway, my friend Steve Slater is going to come in the room. You're obsessed with that guy. And he's going to play classic rock and roll, because that's what he does. Have a great weekend. We'll see you later. Bye.
This traffic report is brought to you by Staples in Renton on 405 northbound at 30th Street. We have an overturned vehicle blocking the 2 left lanes, causing a very long delay. Try to find a different route to get around there if you can. And in downtown Seattle, you're going to see a bit of stop-and-go traffic right around 4th Avenue and James Street. At Staples, you can upgrade your office and still save money. And this week at Staples, you can save big on a full range of office and desk chairs, some up to 50% off. A better chair equals a better workday. Ends 310. Staples, it's pro time. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.